After a heated physical game 2 nights ago in Arrington Ice Arena, the Chips look to close out the weekend series and gain more points in the MCHC Conference East Division with the series sweep as the number 3 Central Michigan Chippewas take on the number 24 ranked Adrian Bulldogs. Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside Martin Ice Arena. I'm Devin Serra alongside Reagan Cleves on the call for tonight's game that promises to be a heated finish between these two rival teams in their division. Reagan, last night Central Michigan won their game against Adrian 4-1 on the road. We saw that game. Adrian got up early, 1 goal, and Central was able to close it out, scoring 4 unanswered to lead them to victory.
Yeah, for me it was a real, just watching that game, it was a really good example that the Chippewas, when they let the first goal up, they don't give up. They battle back, and they scored 2 quick goals in that game. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but it was a good example of how they were able to battle back, and as well, they continued what has been a strong penalty kill as of late.
Absolutely, and time now to look at our Adrian game recap of Thursday's game. Now we'll have you with that one, Reagan.
Yeah, so the Bulldogs started things off. Dominic Malone picked up a pass from Zach Van Antwerp. He was below the line, below the goal line on the left side, fed it into the middle of the left circle, and Malone was able to finish it from there to give the Bulldogs a 1-0 lead. Out of the right of Rofe, won by the Chippewas. They give it away. They'll look out, left wing circle. Bulldogs couldn't get a shot off. Now it's near side. They feed it back. Door is shut. They score! Number 19, Dominic Malone, picked up the puck in the left circle and fired it past Thomas Rofe. 1-0 in favor of the Bulldogs.
Man, what a job by Zach Van Antwerp to get around the defense behind the net on Rofe and threw a puck in front, back door to Malone on the doorstep and gets the shot over Thomas Rofe. What I just mentioned a few minutes ago about Adrian keeping pucks alive, they did it right there to get that face-off in the Chippewa zone, and they get the first goal in this game. Adrian with the first goal in that game is the second time in as many games the Chippewas went down 1-0 in the first period, but they would answer quickly as Jacob St. Andre threw a wrister from the high slot on a pass from Alex Lasky to even the score at 1-1.
Alex Lasky beaten to it by Van Antwerp. Puck free in the right wing, in the left wing corner, fed up to the point. Now they give it away. Here's Jacob St. Andre. He's got speed, 1 man to beat. Whole work around, toe drag to the top of the slot. Let a shot go. He scores! Jacob St. Andre, what an effort! 1-1. Chippewas tie it right back up.
Oh my goodness. Who other than Jacob St. Andre made a nice move around Johnny Costello on a one-on-one chance, goes backhand, forehand from the high slot and just rips one blocker side past the goaltender Zelko. What an effort by St. Andre, and I called a great backhander goal that he had last 3 weeks ago against Michigan State. That might have just beat it for even better. And finally, to finish out the scoring in the first period, just 2 minutes later, it would be Andrew Porzanic from Joey Simoncelli and Jordan Cooper to get the Chippewas up by 1 to finish out the period.
Yeah, it'll be Simoncelli, St. Andre, and Andrew Porzanic out there for the Chippewas. So not the typical buzzing 3, but we'll see what they can do on the power play here. Off the draw, taken there by St. Andre behind the net. We'll throw it around to the near side, holding the penalty on Malone. Near side, St. Andre. Across to Jordan Cooper. Cooper near side, Martin. Martin up at the top of the slot. Hold on, a shot, go through traffic. Good block in front. The rebound, backdoor score! 2 unanswered goals this time. Andrew Porzanic on the back door, assisted from Simoncelli, and 2 unanswered goals put the Chippewas up by 1. Yeah, that goal put the Chippewas, that gave them the 2-1 lead heading into the dressing rooms at the end of 20 minutes of play. Coming out in the second period, both teams played a more physical contest in that second period. A total of 5 power plays, 3 for Central Michigan, 2 for the Adrian Bulldogs. But unlike the first period, Chippewas couldn't get anything, couldn't capitalize on any of the man advantages that they had. And again, they stayed perfect, going 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. Moving on into the third period, Charlie Hayes opened up the scoring in that third with just 32 seconds in of a face-off. He really adds some life to the building here. Off the draw on the offensive end, a fluttering shot, they score! Charlie Hayes Let a softball go from the left point, top of the left circle. Zelko lost sight of it, and it floated over top of him. 3-1 Chippewas.
The Chips win the draw off the faceoff, and Charlie Hayes right at the left point just throws sort of a saucer. I don't even think he intended that to get all the way to the net, but it just goes over the left blocker side of Selko. I'm not sure he was just exactly prepared for that shot, sort of teeing up in his pads, getting ready for a stop, but nonetheless, just like that, it's a 3-1 game, less than a minute into this third period.
Now look out. Yeah, for Charlie Hayes, that was his second of the campaign, and Ben Reichek tied him in the goals category with his second of the year when he tipped home a Austin Whaley shot from the high slot. They pass it ahead, intercepted by Brennan Martin. The Chippewa captain sends it up to his captain counterpart, Keelan Baker, before he sends it in behind Dylan Zelko. 10:30 to go here in the third period. Loose puck, high slot. Here's Whaley. Drop pass for Martin. Martin walks the line. He'll send it down low to Cooper. Cooper left corner, feeding out in front. Loose puck. Here's Whaley, top of the slot with a bouncing puck. Score! That was tipped in front, I believe. That's Ben Reichek, and he's getting into it with one of the Bulldogs in the slot. It was tipped in front of Zelko, and the Chippewas now have scored 4 unanswered goals.
We said it all night. Second chance opportunities, keeping it alive at the point. Austin Whaley did just that. Tried to go cross-ice feed Jordan Cooper out there with Keelan Baker. Keelan Baker went in front of the net, got a rebound chance off the pass or the pad of Selko. Came to the point for Whaley, who threw a bouncing puck just to the net, and Reichuk was there for the bouncing puck to put it home. What a job by this fourth line, just grinding out there. Thanks, Reagan, for that recap of Thursday's game. Time now to look at the MCHCE standings presented by SeaMuchIceHockey.com. First, we start with the top pairings in the standings. Lawrence Tech University and Saginaw Valley State University. They played last night at Lawrence Tech, where they won 5-2 in that contest. The upset victory over the number 6 Cardinals. Lawrence Tech ranked number 14 and 7 games played, is undefeated in conference play. They sit now with a record of 9-5 and 1 tie overall at 13 points. Also, SVSU now dropping through 9 games with a 4-3 and 1 overtime loss record. They have a measly 9 points, not measly, but rather lower than Lawrence Tech's score point of 9, with an overall record of 6-4 and 1-1 overall. And now time to look at CMU as the number 3 team in the country and the number 3 team in the standings, sitting right now through 5 games played, 3 wins, 1 loss in conference play, along with the win last night over Adrian. They sit with 7 points in the conference with a 9-1 and 2 tie record overall. Now looking again at the Adrian Bulldogs, they are ranked number 24 in the nation and through 7 games played with a 3 wins, 3 loss, and 1 tie record in conference play. They also sit at 7 points, but CMU has the upper advantage due to their less games played scheduling, as well as the win over them last Thursday. They sit now with a record of 7-6 and 1 tie overall. The University of Michigan Wolverines from Canton, at 4 games played, sit at 2 wins, 1 loss with 1 tie, and sit at 5 points overall with a 4-4-1 and 2 record overall. Oakland University is number 6 with only 6 games played. A rough start for them, going 1-4 in conference play. They played the Hope Dutchmen last night in a 13-1 rout of them. The number 1 team in the country, those Hope Dutchmen, the reigning national champions, giving them a hard outing. They sit at 3 points overall with a 5-11 and 1 loss record. They will be the team Central Michigan takes on after the Floating Gulf Coast Series. Stay tuned for that. As final rounding out the standings is University of Michigan Flint with 6 games played. They sit right now with an 0-6 record in conference play and 0-10 overall at the bottom of the standings. Now to take a look a little bit closer at the 2 teams playing here today. Central Michigan, 18 points, 15th ACHA in ACHA Division 3. As I mentioned, 3rd in the MCHC East. They are 7-1-0 at home this season. Only lost to SVSU coming on October 29th and a 1-0 loss in that series. But since that game, they have not allowed more than 3 goals once in a game, and they're trying to continue that trend the other night against Adrian. Now time to look at those Bulldogs, who sit right now 23rd in ACHA Division 3. They sit right now 4th in the MCHC West, 2-4-1 on the road this season. Their last win came against Lake Superior State University in a 6-1 win at home. And in the series history, CMU now sits in the last 10 since 09 and 010, 8-2 in this series. So dominant for the Chippewas throughout their last couple of games against Adrian Arrington as well. Now time to look at our scratches for tonight's game, presented by O'Kelly Sports Bar and Grill. Starting off with Adrian Bulldogs, number 5. Gannon Eichmann will be out for this game, along with Curtis Clary, number 9. Garrett Carroll will be out for that group. A lot of forwards out for this team right now due to illness and other injuries. Zach Van Antwerp, who was suspended due to a game misconduct penalty received last night late for a scrum with Brendan Martin. He won't be out there with that top line tonight. Ryan Pinto is also still out of this team. Did not play in this game Thursday against CMU as well. Leif Otterfield, and finally rounding out that one will be number 29. That's all the scratches we have for tonight. And now we'll look at Central Michigan. Austin Ritter out tonight with the cast of characters Darsh Kashyap, Luke Wilds, as well as Joel Drucker and Lauren Jones, the goaltenders, not starting for this team. Also another point, Reagan, 6 of the 7 teams in the standings so far in the MCHC East are ranked inside the top 25. So clearly MCHC right now is the place to be in the country for ACHA hockey.
Yeah, and if you look not only in the MCHC East, but if you look in the MCHC West, they've got the top 2 teams in the country, Hope and Grand Valley State. The MCHC has been a powerhouse of a conference for years in Division III, and that has continued with this season as well. Taking a look at our players to watch for tonight for Central Michigan, Jacob St. Andre, who has scored goals in 3 straight. He's got in 10 games, he's got 5 goals, 7 assists with 12 points, as well as Brennan Martin, the two-way defenseman for the Chippewas. He's got 5 goals and 8 assists, giving him 13 points in just 12 games.
Also looking at the Adrian players to watch as well. Daniel Bennett, in 4 teams game played, has 3 goals, 9 assists, and 12 points. The captain of the Bulldogs, involved in a little bit of a social media rivalry with Ben Rydchuk we saw on Instagram. There'll be a matchup to watch in this game, as well as Dominic Malone, who scored the only goal for Adrian on Thursday in 14 games, has 7 goals, 6 assists, and 13 points. With Van Antwerp out of the lineup on that top unit, they're going to look for him, as well as Evan Bliss, to get them on the scoring sheet tonight. And Malone is the only, as I mentioned, the only one to score for that team throughout the last game. Now time to look at our keys to the game, presented once again by SeaMachIceHockey.com. Reagan, you've got the first one.
Yeah, so for the Chippewas, they've got to keep the momentum going from last night. They scored 4 unanswered goals, and they have to be able to come out of the gate hot. They struggled in the first 10 minutes against this Adrian club on Thursday, and hopefully they look to turn the tides here tonight.
Second key of the game, presented by SeaMachIceHockey.com. Work as a team, patience getting to the net. We saw a lot of times last night in the first period, coming out in that slow start, a lot of the CMU forwards would skate in alone over the blue line and not really use the defenders, not really use screens, not really use their teammates to pass out there, right? It's so important in the game of hockey, making it a team game. They need to have patience getting to the net and work to screen the eyes of Zoko. And finally, Reagan, you've got the final key to the game.
Yeah, so the final key to the game today is to not take stupid penalties. Central Michigan has had a trend throughout this season of taking some dumb penalties, and though in the last 7 games, those dumb penalties haven't really turned into much of anything. They're 26 for 30 since that game where they went 7 for 11 on the penalty kill, going for 63% against Saginaw Valley State. Since then, they have been stellar on that penalty kill, and they look to continue that here tonight.
Another point about that, Reagan, we saw how physical and chippy the game got later. We saw guys getting roughing penalties, going to the box multiple times, a couple of scrums after the whistles. It's going to be up to Central to stay calm and not fall into the trap of maybe you're not the better team in this game, Adrian. You're trying to get in the head of the players and sort of knock them off their game. So look for that to be a key as well tonight. That'll do it for the live portion of the pregame show, but stand by earlier as I sat down with assistant coach Dalton Sullivan for today's game in the newest edition of the Coaches Show. That's coming up right after this. You're listening to CMU D3 Club Hockey on CCHN. Stand by. Devin Sarah, CMU D3 Club Hockey here with CCHN interviewing assistant coach Dalton Sullivan ahead of today's game against the Adrian Bulldogs for the second game of this weekend series. Dalton, it's good to have you back here with me for the coaches show. Last night you guys were able to hold on to a lead after a slow first 10 minutes of action. You guys seemed to take all the momentum away from Adrian after that first goal, and goal scored by St. Andre and Porzondik to lead the scoring after the first. For the second straight game, you guys overcame that first goal. What is it that's tilting the ice in your favor after these first period goals that you guys seem to let up, but are able to build momentum for afterwards?
Yeah, I think we started really slow yesterday. I think that's been our worst part of our game this whole year, is just to start. Our first 10 minutes have been not good, and just no energy, no speed, and I think giving up that first goal kind of honestly slapped us in the face a little bit and kind of woke us up. So I think that's what kind of changed the tide for us.
Absolutely. Your fellow assistant coach, Tyler Cuss, said to me, Aiden Reagan, on Thursday, that he expected Adrian to play physical and try to get dirty goals, screening row size. We saw a lot of roughing penalties, a lot of stuff after the whistles. Do you expect that kind of play again to happen tonight? We saw those one-on-one battles, guys like Rydchuck, Cooper, Brendan Martin going to the box. What is it you expect tonight?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the same exact game. I think it's going to be even chippier today, honestly. It's the second game of a head-to-head and home, and these guys, like we said, they're big boys. They like to play the body, and we like to play the body too. So it's going to be chippy today, but it's going to be a fun one to watch.
Absolutely. And finally, Dalton, what do you expect the team needs to do tonight for you to finish out this series? You guys are finishing out another weekend series. You guys have had strong outings against Calvin, MSU. What do you got to do to finish out the series tonight?
Yeah, I think we got to take it right from puck drop. I think we got to start, bring the energy to them, bring the game to them, and not, like you said yesterday, they got the first goal on us, and we were on our heels for a little bit. So we got to be on our toes. We can't be on our heels. We got to go forward at them. So I think we get shots on that. I think we'll be fine.
Thank you for your time, Dalton. This is Devin Sarah with CCHN. Stay tuned for Puck Drop live from Martin Ice Arena. You're listening live to CMU D3 Hockey on CCHN.
starting netminders tonight for the Central Michigan Chippewas. Coach Tyler Cataline sends out Thomas Rofe, who through 10 games has a 7-1-2 record, 181 goals against average, and a 943 save percentage. As for Doug Raymond and the Adrian Bulldogs, they send out once again Dylan Zelko. So it's a goaltending rematch. He's got a 4-5-1 record through 9 games, a 310 goals against average, and an 889 save percentage.
Now time for starting lineups presented by O'Kelly Sports Bar and Grill. For the Adrian Bulldogs out there on the forward group will be number 26, Vincent Sansoni, along with Dominic Malone, who had the only goal for Adrian on Thursday, along with Evan Bliss, the star freshman. Joey Patterson and Daniel Burnett bring up the defense. For Central Michigan out there, Ben Rychuk, starting with Jordan Cooper and Keelan Baker. That fourth line, Ben Rychuk had a goal for Central on the win over Adrian on Thursday in the third period. Out there with him will be Austin Whaley and captain Brendan Martin. We're ready for a puck drop here from left to right. Central Michigan in their yellow, maroon trim, with the Adrian Bulldogs on the right with their black, yellow, and white trim. And we're underway here from Martin Ice Arena as the puck's dumped deep into the Adrian zone. Getting back there was the captain for them, Daniel Burnett, who was involved in a social media altercation with Ben Rychuk the other night. We'll look for that to be a noble matchup in this game. Rychuk starts up at his own end along with Brendan Martin. He'll ram a puck all the way along the boards outside of the zone where Jordan Cooper met up with it and was intercepted by a Bulldog. That was Burnett. And he'll send back to the bench and go off for a change. Setting up in their own zone is Brendan Martin. Tries to get a stretch pass up the way for Keelan Baker. He does, and he'll move up over the line where Jordan Cooper has shot, and the first early save made by Zelko, and already some stuff after the whistles. Here we go. Rychuk's into the wall on the end boards in the Adrian zone. He's over there along with Joey Patterson, and they're talking about it. And what we mentioned in the pregame show already, Reagan, it's getting chippy.
Yeah.
Looks like they turned it right over from where we left off.
Yeah, and Rychuk, it looked to be came after the whistle. Jordan Cooper let a shot go on goal, and it seemed like he crashed it a little bit too hard, and Ben Rychuk's getting sent off here along with Dominic Malone. So some early penalties here being assessed, and I don't know why Rychuk's getting sent to the box and not Jordan Cooper. Cooper was the first one in there as a Chippewa, but it should be a 4-on-4 here.
Rychuk leads this team in penalty minutes coming into tonight with 41. He had an astounding 6 penalty minutes. Lucky not to get a 5-minute major. Only 3 roughing penalties that added up to 41. The second man behind him is Austin Whaley. But nonetheless, Rychuk will go to the bench along with Dominic Malone, and this will set up what should be a 4-on-4 here for both teams. And we'll see with 19:22 left to go in this first period, left to right, Central Michigan and Adrian in this first period of action. Both goaltenders coming out of their creases to get a little bit more ready for this one. They put up on the board right now, Rychuk in the box for a 2-minute minor penalty, although we're waiting to see if Malone's penalty will be assessed on the board.
And they're sending Gazdecki to the box, so it's going to be an extra minor on Rychuk, and I don't necessarily understand that, but there'll be a draw on the left wing circle of the Chippewa end as the Bulldogs go to the power play here.
Bulldogs power play out there. Antonio Briggs-Blake takes the face-off. He wins it for Adrian, and they'll set up shop early. 19:14 left to go in the first on the near side boards. Number 26 out there, Vincent Sansoni, tags up with his defender. That's Dominic Somerville out there. Along the way on the wing with Antonio Briggs-Blake. Sends it cross ice over to Evan Bliss, who couldn't handle it on his stick, and Alex Lassett came over there to help. Rimmed a puck all the way down to the other side of the ice where Zelko was able to handle it behind his net, and he'll leave it for his defenseman, Somerville.
Good awareness there by Alex Lassett to realize nobody was at the far point, and he wraps it around the boards, and no defenders there to keep it in.
Christopher Martin dumps a puck way down the Adrian zone, killing off time. 1:17 left to go in this first power play for Adrian in the first minute, and they'll set up through the blue line. Now they come over the middle. Up the wing, up there is Evan Bliss. Moving into the zone, tries to knock off a defender. That's Owen Campbell, and it's nicely done there. And Owen Campbell on a one-on-one here. He's in there, moving over the blue line. Goes backhand forehand, shot, whiffed on the shot. Another try at a bad angle, and that one missed wide over the blocker side of Bliss. And he'll head back to the other side. A great penalty kill so far for the Chippewas.
Yeah, and a great defensive play there by Evan Bliss coming back. He was the lone man to beat, and before Campbell was able to get the shot off, he was able to knock the puck off his stick. Now a giveaway.
Turnover here as Evan Bliss tried to get it to his forward. Now it's Jacob Cousins moving over the near side blue line. He'll defend off 2 Bulldogs there, but he's not able to corral it, and they'll set it up back in their own zone. Moving up the wing here is number 17, Michael O'Connor, on a long stretch feed. Moves over the blue line with just a little bit of time to go in this power play. Tries a stretch pass to the middle of the point, and Keelan Baker was in there to knock it out with 19 seconds left to go. They move one more chance over the blue line. It's Daniel Bennett. Leaves it for his forward, Michael O'Connor. Tries to skate through a couple of Chippewa defenders, but it's Simon Selly over there to corral it for Kyle Chapman, and he'll send it to the length of the ice to kill off the first power play. Not a single shot on goal for Rofe.
Yeah, and for the Chippewas, that's their 46th successful penalty kill this season. They are now 46 for 55.
Slapper from the high slot was taken by Sam Lewinsky. It's behind Rofe, jamming away at it. A couple players. We get a whistle here as Rofe had it down below the left pad of his leg. I saw a couple of players try to get deep on the net, Rofe, and they weren't able to jam it home.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play there for the Central Michigan netminder, Thomas Rofe. Was a little bit off his post, and a shot came in from a sharp angle. It hit off the right post and laid behind him for a little bit. His teammates were able to come in and poke that between his pads in the right direction, and they're able to keep that out of the net.
So in the face-off circle in central zone, it'll be Joey Simon Selly taking it. He wins it, gets it back to his defender, Austin Whaley. Him and Brendan Martin, tie up at the end boards, and they'll try to get out of the zone, and they will. Isaac Gibbs takes it up the way with Simon Selly on the near side wing. This one, Brendan Martin moves over the line with Simon Selly, tried to avoid an offside, so he had to skate back into neutral ice, and Hills Corral back with it. Moving in to help was Jacob St. Andre. St. Andre scored a goal last night to put the Chippewas even in the first period. He's looking for another one to keep that point streak going. St. Andre moves over the line from the high shot, makes a nice dangle around the defender, but couldn't get a shot off in time. And this one, another try in front by Alex Lasky, and couldn't bang it home. Or rather, and there was number 91, Joey Simon Selly, taking a feed from Isaac Gibbs.
Yeah, that Gibbs pass almost was deflected in front and behind Dylan Zelka by one of his own teammates. He's lucky that didn't go by him off of friendly fire.
At the Bulldog half wall, taking it is Evan Bliss over the line with his forward Nick Kursky, wearing number 12 tonight, or number 13 last night. So a jersey change for the Bulldog forwards. Here come the Chippewas the other way. It's Justin McComas starting up on the right wing, along with Jacob St. Andre. They can't handle it over the blue line, and it's held at center by Alex Lasky. Tried to throw one over the blue line. It was taken by a Bulldog player. And now they are the ones to take it in their possession. Jay Nadu comes off the bench to help there, along with Alex Lasky, and turned the puck over. And here's a shot by a Bulldog. It's saved by the goaltender, Rofe. That was Dominic Malone, who scored the only goal Thursday with that one.
Yeah, Malone looking for his second in 2 games. Gets a fortuitous bounce at center as Alex Lasky gave it away right at the blue line on the left wing. And Malone trying to snap it far side, but Thomas Roche flashed the leather and made the save.
That top line out there missing forward. Zach Edwards here. The Chippewas on a 2-on-1. Jay Nadu out there with a shot, and that one off the right pad of the goaltender Zelke with Justin McComas out there to help. And now they try to set up with it once more. Loses the puck on the possession. Jay Nadu lost it against Evan Bliss, and they get it out. And here come the Bulldogs the other way. Trying to think of stretch passes below, and he couldn't handle it. And this one is inside the Chippewa zone. They threw one in front from a pass on Vincent Sansoni, but it never got home to a defender. And now this one comes back out to center, and it'll just be Daniel Bennett, the captain, to send it back the other way with a couple of Central Michigan players changing. Now they start on a 3-on-2. Here's a shot by Porzondik, who also had a goal the other night, with, I believe, Simon Selly out there as well. That's Kyle Chapman now. Here come the Bulldogs the other way. Over the line, moving in is Antonio Briggs-Blake on the far side half boards, tied up with a couple of players. That's Justin McComas in there to help. Jordan Cooper is trying to get it out of the zone with a stretch little tip, and was able to do it finally after Keelan Baker came in to help. Bennett sends one deep into the zone. Kyle Chapman tags up with Christopher Martin. Fanned on a pass and a bad turnover here. The Bulldogs behind the net. On the far side, it's Antonio Briggs-Blake taking it over there with Matthew Barrett. Threw one in front, trying to get a shot off, and there is! And a nice save there. Rofe says no.
Yeah, that play started when Christopher Martin lost the puck in the right wing corner, and it was a good job by him to recover and knock that puck away, but it eventually found its way into the slot where Rofe was able to make the save on a point-blank opportunity.
Face-off will be taken here by Aiden Gaznek. He didn't see much of the ice last night, but he's out there as one of the centermen for them against Michael O'Connor. They won the draw. Jordan Cooper intended a stretch pass that missed even of his own, and they'll have to go in there to cycle it. On the near side, half wall is fighting over there with Gazdecki along with Cooper. Couldn't keep it in his own after a Bulldog tipped it out, and they come back fast the other way. It's Zach Major over the line for the Bulldogs, and he gets tied up at the other side near half wall. Threw it in front to a defender with nobody home, and Jordan Cooper sends it the length of the ice, and this one will come back the other way for an icing.
Yeah, good job by Jordan Cooper to intercept that puck in front, and the Bulldogs were looking to do what the Chippewas have been doing a good job of last night. Poor Zondik was able to capitalize on an opportunity much the same like that, but this time Jordan Cooper denies it, and with 13:52 left here in the first, we'll have a draw to the left of Rofe.
Yeah, last night, that third period, Central came out big with a lot of blocked shots in front, notably from defenders Austin Whaley and Kyle Chapman. We're looking more of that tonight, as Rofe has only seen about 3 shots so far in this game, with 13:48 left to go in the first. Central won the draw, and it's Owen Campbell trying to chase after it, but couldn't get it out of the zone. And now the Bulldogs start up with it. Bobby Breach in the near side corner sends one deep behind the net for his forward, Zach Major. Chasing after there was Chippewas. They got it out of the zone, and Owen Campbell tried to start up with it. The captain, Brendan Martin, skates over the blue line of the right wing circle. Over the right circle in the corner. Sends one in front with no one home there to corral it. Austin Whaley took one again, and this one was a nice takeover by the Bulldogs to block it in front and send it the length of the ice. O'Connor tried a stretch pass there for Major, and he lost the race for the icing. And it'll come all the way back to the other side. A controversial icing there.
That was a really close icing, and Zach Major was giving Whaley a run for his money, and linesman gave Whaley the benefit of the call, and 13:16 left here in the first. We'll draw to the right of Dylan Zelko.
The second line for Central Michigan will come back out there. Jacob Kosnick and Owen Campbell, the star freshman, out there along with Brendan Martin and Austin Whaley, and they lose the draw. Keelan Baker tried to come, or rather, Keegan Moore tried to come in there to help, and they sends all the way back to the other side of the ice. Almost a shot attempt by Bobby Bridge, couldn't get one off, but he was defended well, and the Chippewas start up through center. It's Jacob Kosnick moving in, making a few nice digs to get around defenders, but a nice turnover there by the Bulldogs, sends it the other way. Moving up for the zone is Dominic Malone now. Defended well by Alex Lasky, taking off the puck. He gets it back on his stick in the right circle now. Sends it back again, stop there for Evan Bliss, trying to make a move with it.
Good play there by Campbell.
Campbell moving in now on 2 defenders. Great job to get it out of the zone. And this one, back at center, still fought over by Jacob St. Andre in front of the Central Michigan bench. And this one just gets dumped into the zone by Charlie Hayes to the other side. And we're going to stoppage and play for that one. 12:29 left to go in this first period. Fans, don't forget that the CMU Club Hockey Network YouTube channel is your one-stop shop for highlights, exclusive interviews, and full game broadcasts for CMU D3 hockey. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so as to never miss a moment of Chippewa hockey. Just go to YouTube and search CMU Club Hockey Network to find the channel. We're going to face off in Central Michigan's zone. It'll be Owen Campbell losing the draw. Quick shot by a Bulldog. That was Dominic Daniel, but not at the point. And that one easily saved by Rofe. They keep it in the zone, however. Joey Patterson's over on the far side point to get it. The shot in front of the point. Rebound chance. They score! Evan Bliss on the doorstep after Dominic Malone took a shot. He gets the rebound goal. And just like last night, Adrian answers early. They take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, the Chippewas do it for the 3rd straight game in a row. And Thomas Rofe gives up the rebound off the left pad, and sitting right on the back door was Evan Bliss, and it's a 1-0 game for Adrian at 7:45.
Evan Bliss, his 8th goal on the season, puts him at 12 points overall. One of the star freshmen on this team, Evan Bliss from Woodhaven, Michigan, sits in that top line, and he gets to scoring started early. It's a quick shot by Chippewas. That was Isaac Gibbs falling down in the low slot to get a shot on Zelko, but he corrals that one up for a stop. Quick turnaround right there. 12:07 left to go in the first period. Face-off will come back to Adrian's zone. It will be taken here by Joey Simoncelli out there with Isaac Gibbs.
Yeah, for the Chippewas, the good job there by St. Andre to get a chance in right on goal, as this one will go for icing.
So Dominic Malone will get the assist tally there as well out there with Sansoni and Malone, or rather Evan Bliss. So Bliss gets the goal, his 8th of the season.
Yeah, and
Adrian likes that one.
And that keeps Malone in the point lead for the Bulldogs. He's now got 14 on the season. Bliss moves into a combined second with 12, along with Pino and Bennett.
Isaac Gibbs in the far corner tried to throw one in front of the goaltender Zelko, and that was deflected by his stick up and out of play. Faceoff will come to the right circle this time. And once again, that second line will be out there. Rather the buzzing three line, as we've aforementioned, Joey Simoncelli, Jacob St. Andre, and Isaac Gibbs, who had unbelievable production in their last 4 games together, getting a combined 13 points in those games. And now the Bulldogs will start out of their own end. Up the wing, it'll be number 22. Antonio brings Blake out there with Austin Brining. They couldn't handle that as it was taken away by Kyle Chapman. Now he moves up the right wing quickly. Takes a quick shot, and that one just went wide over the glove side. Another try thrown in front here by Gibbs, and he'll cycle this puck out. Jacob St. Andre roughed up hard behind the net after a big hit from Dominic Somerville. And now they tie up in the near side corner. It'll be Joey Simoncelli in there to help. They're not able to handle it, however. The Bulldogs get it out. It'll be taken here by Christopher Martin. Tags up to the right circle with Jacob St. Andre, who moves over the line. He moves over to the high slot. Leaves it for Simoncelli intended. And a nice takeaway there by the Bulldogs. They set up the other way on a missed stretch pass. Intended there for number 17, Michael O'Connor from Bobby Breach.
Good job by Austin Whaley there to see his defensive partner and get himself out of trouble. But this one will go for icing with 9:13 gone.
Sam Lewinsky was in there to create the icing chance. And this means this line cannot be out there to change. You know, talking about this buzzing 3-line, we saw Coach Tyler Cataline move into the lineup of this group, Andrew Porzonik, and it seemed to work on the power play, scored the only power play goal of that night for them. It'll be interesting to see if they change up the lines later in this game.
Yeah, and they were doing that on the power play yesterday, and it turned out to be successful with Porzonik getting that go-ahead goal from Simoncelli. Now look out here, St. Andre, but he'll pull up at the red line and dump it into the right corner.
Getting off for a change is Central Michigan. Moving in is Justin McComas to rough up Adrian Defender hard to the boards. He takes it.
And there's going to be
and
the
he's
late
going to be
penalty.
down on the penalty. This one's going to be for a boarding. Johnny Costello got roughed up hard at the near side corner after Justin McComas streaked in. And I wouldn't even be surprised. Maybe that was a charge, Reagan.
Yeah, we'll wait to see what McComas gets here. We'll wait to see what the referee signals to Austin Ritter and the people manning the penalty boxes across the way. Time of the penalty, 9:34, and it's going to be a boarding.
It will be a boarding. So Justin McComas will go to the box for Adrian's second power play of the night. The penalty kill was strong for them earlier in this period. 8 of the 17 goals scored against CMU this season have come on the power play. So the penalty kill has to be sharp as they get another chance here with 10:26 left in this first. And out there for the Bulldogs will be Matthew Barrett taking the draw along with Owen Campbell. Campbell won the draw. They dumped it deep into the zone, but the puck went up into the near side netting close to us for a stoppage in play. Faceoff will come back to the left circle. This one in the Chippewas zone. Austin Whaley moves in there to help with Brendan Martin. This top penalty kill group back out here. Keegan Moore is also out there as well. So we wait on personnel.
Yeah, the Chippewas 83% on the penalty kill. The Bulldogs coming in, or with that last penalty included, they are 8 for 51 on the campaign.
Bulldogs start at the point. Daniel Bennett tags up with his defender there, Sam Lewinsky. And Lewinsky skates gingerly to the right circle. Sends it back to the point for Bennett. Slapper taken by Bennett. Rebounded in front. Still loose in front. And finally, a defender, Brendan Martin, gets in there to stick it away. Owen Campbell went to chase after it. And this one's going to get us call. Reagan, you've got it.
And it was played with a high stick off the rebound there by number 3, Daniel Bennett. And so the draw will come outside the Chippewa line across the way, right in front of the bench.
1:39 left to go in that power play. That was the first shot on goal they've had on the power play tonight in this second opportunity. And taking that draw was Matthew Brett, and they won it. And he moves over the line on the right circle, trying to throw it in front there, and Thomas Rofe easily stopped that one down with the glove.
Yeah, and that shot was similar to the one that they scored on earlier at 7:45 of the first, where Thomas Rofe let a nice big rebound off of his pad, and he's lucky to be able to get over and make the second save on that one.
And you know what, too, Reagan? You talked to Tyler Cuff, assistant coach for the Chippewas, on Thursday night, and he mentioned how they were going to look for those rebound chances, screening the goaltender, getting those dirty goals, and that's sort of what they did right there, just taking away the eyes of Rofe and getting the rebounds. And now they'll set up shop with it. Here's the Bulldogs, a shot for the right circle. That one just went wide and missed. And this one, Bennett all has to come all the way back down over his own blue line, and the Chippewas will get a change out here. He moves up in the right circle. Bennett, the captain for this Bulldog team, gets roughed up by who other? Better Reinchuk, the notable matchup we saw tonight. But Reinchuk moves into the right circle as the Bulldogs control. Fan pass there intended for Bennett back in the point from Lewinsky missed, and they have to chase down the other way with a minute gone in this power play.
Yeah, good job there by number 10, Keelan Baker, to poke that puck away. Now the Chippewas are going to draw a penalty here.
I believe that was a hook there on Reinchuk from the captain, Bennett. We mentioned how last night, Bennett, we saw a notable post on social media, Reagan, sort of along the lines of calling somebody a bender, and it's a notable matchup. We had to look for it. Bennett getting frustrated there on Reinchuk. We'll go to the box, and we'll be at even strength, 4-on-4 for about 45 seconds on the penalty assessed to Justin McComas for boarding. With 9:10 to go in the first, the Chippewas will be on a power play for about a minute and 25, but nonetheless, we are 4-on-4 right now.
Clock hasn't started here as they're trying to figure out the penalty situations here, and they'll buzz it down here.
Buzz it down for a stoppage of play real quick.
They added the penalty time for Bennett underneath the Chippewas side, and it's not a 5-on-3. It is a 4-on-4 here for another 40 seconds. 9:05 left here in period number 1. Bennett off for a hook, and that's why we play 4-on-4 right now. The Chippewas have Simon, Selly, Hayes, Lasky, and St. Andre out there.
They'll take this draw at the center ice circle, Reagan, and they've got that buzzing group back out there as well. Rather mixed up, because I noticed Joey Simon Selly out there. We haven't seen this 4-on-4 group too much this season, but Charlie Hayes inserted in there, had a goal last night on sort of a funny saucer floater.
Yeah,
we're going to wait for this to get called out here by the refs.
Both Tyler Koth and Dalton Sutherland have decided to put 2 men out there, probably under the direction of Tyler Cataline, with Dalton Sutherland taking control of the forwards, or taking control. Which one is the forward? Which one is the defensive coach?
I believe that would be assistant coach Dalton Sutherland.
Yeah, I think
taking
Dalton's
the
got
forward group.
Okay, yeah.
And then Tyler Koth has the defensive units out there. I would say this is more of a Koth line. You know, we're seeing right now Alex Lasky's out there with Hayes. This is a very defensive group. Just trying to hold on for the last 20 minutes as a dump puck was called for an icing.
That's
and that
a
one
rough
they're not going to like.
That's
Evan
a bad
Bliss.
call.
Evan Bliss beat the defender to the puck behind Rofe from a long attempted stretch pass, but they called it icing. Reagan, what are you mentioning about that?
They're either gonna have to put the draw at center ice. In my opinion, this is one of the rule changes that USA Hockey implemented, where if it's off an icing and the referee makes the bad call, they can put the draw where they think it would, or they
right, but it's still the referee's distinction where to put the circle.
Yeah, and it's going to be at center ice here, and Evan Bliss isn't happy about it, and he shouldn't, and he should be unhappy about it. That's clearly that clearly negates the icing there, and instead of having an offensive zone possession here, the Bulldogs have a 50-50 shot at center ice.
With 8:47, the faceoff will come back to center once again. This time taking the draw is Jordan Cooper out there with Jay Nadeau and Charlie Hayes. So Nadeau out there to replace Keegan Baker. This one, the faceoff won once again by the Bulldogs. They've won the majority of these faceoffs so far through the first 10 and a half minutes. And this one starts up in front of the Bulldog bench with Dominic Somerville. Roughed off the puck by Jordan Cooper. A nice defensive stand there. And it'll be Charlie Hayes and Alex Lasky tagging up at their own end. Over center move for Jay Nadeau. Up the left wing boards is Jordan Cooper. Takes a far angle shot, and that one wide over the glove side of Zoko. And it dumps all the way back, sliding over to the stick of Isaac Gibbs at the left circle at his own end. Now he'll start along the left wing.
McComas is out of the box, and now the Chippewas are on a power play, their second of the night.
Second power play, Isaac Gibbs here. Back
first
to the
of the
point.
night.
Yeah, first of the night, as I mentioned. Brendan Martin threw one to the corner to cycle it to Jordan Cooper. Missed on a pass that fed, and the Bulldogs starting up on a 2-on-2 chance here. It's Evan Bliss over the line there with Zach Major, and that one's going to get called for an offside. Major barely got his skate over the line ahead of Bliss on a breakout chance.
And that's a bad pass by Cooper in the offensive end. He was trying to feed it up to the left point, but Bliss easily cut it off as it was a soft pass up to the point, and that led to that 2-on-2 that ended up offsides here, and we have a draw outside the Chippewa line.
So Simon Sedley will win that draw outside the Chippewa line. Brendan Martin starts through center. Up the wings there with Isaac Gibbs, getting it alone, passing defender there by Matthew Barrett. Behind the net, he'll take it for the classic cycle, and this one comes back to the point for Whaley. Whaley at the high slot looking for a shot. One-timer by Isaac Gibbs. That one went wide, and it cycles back to Adrian's bench with Brendan Martin. In the corner there with Simon Sedley, the left wing. Simon Sedley goes to the slot for Whaley, takes a shot, rebound in front, and that one was knocked away by Jacob St. Andre trying to handle it. Now Simon Sedley behind the net, skates gingerly there with Isaac Gibbs. Tied up now to the switching sides to the right corner. Back to the point for Austin Whaley, blocked in front. Nice job there by Matthew Barrett to block that away. Central keeps in the zone, however, with just 3 seconds to go with this failed first attempt on the power play. And the Bulldogs finally controlled by behind their own net. Brendan Martin pursues a defender there. That was Lewinsky, and they finally get it out. And starting up the left wing is Dominic Malone over the line. Tries to go on a 1-on-3 and couldn't get over the line. And Simon Sedley comes quickly the other way. Simon Sedley at the right circle, tied up there at the half wall. And 2 Bulldogs, 3 coming in to help as they chip away, tied up at the boards. They win it, and they get it out of the zone. And Christopher Martin has to go back up there to check up there with Chapman. Cross-ice, long stretch pass for Keegan Moore at the left circle of the Bulldog end. He's not able to handle it, and they'll set up shop themselves. Dragged out of the zone here by assistant captain. That was number 14, Zach Major. And this one, in their own end, Kyle Chapman takes it. Through the high slot center, sends one up to the right wing for Keegan Moore on a missed pass. This one goes back the other way for Daniel Bennett, or rather Dominic Somerville, and we'll get a stoppage in play here.
And that pass was just a bit too far for Keegan Moore up the boards, but a good job by Kyle Chapman to saucer that puck, because if he hadn't saucered it, it would have been cleanly intercepted by Adrian.
No, Reagan, this is a similar story to what we saw in the first period early, how we talked about missed passes, a little bit of the mistakes, those bad turnovers, and Central, for some reason, just seems like they can't come out of the first looking like the better team.
Yeah, and it's something they've struggled with all season. They've been a really good last 40 minutes team, but in the first 20 minutes, they've struggled.
Quick shot attempt by Adrian Bulldog as Keegan Moore tried to move up the other way over the blue line and couldn't, lost it on his stick. Now here comes Michael O'Connor
good
alone
poke
over the
check
line.
There by
Great poke check there by
Martin.
Christopher Martin to keep it in a stick. Kyle Chapman tags up with him in their own end. They both move over the blue line on the wings. Helping out over there is Owen Campbell to get over the line. And that one Christopher Martin has to corral after Chapman lost it behind on a poke check, and Adrian has to set up in their own end. This one will take up the right wing circle by Bobby Breach, and he can't handle the pass. Owen Campbell moved in there to help, and they sent it the other side where Jay Nadu met up with it at neutral ice. Dumped it into the zone there. Chasing after it was Bennett behind his own net. Owen Campbell pursues as well, and he'll send this to Zach Major on the other side. No one controls yet at the far Adrian bench. And this one to the slot by Nadu. Nadu with a few nice moves, diving, tries to get a shot off, and I believe he would have been tripped up there with no call coming. Charlie Hayes takes it at center ice. Man, I really thought that would have been a trip there, Reagan.
He as well, but referee didn't call it, and now here's Porzondik down right away.
Porzondik right wing on a bouncing puck that went to Zelko, and he's corrals that from the right circle. A scary attempt there on a bouncing puck. Porzondik, as we mentioned, had the go-ahead goal for Central in that Thursday night win. Adrian Porzondik sits on this season with his official stat total looking like in 12 games, 6 goals, 6 assists, and 12 points total, part of that top group.
Yeah, fans, remember to stick around for the first intermission report. I will have it for you here after the next 5 minutes of game time go, and we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, the Chippewa scoreboard, and recap the game.
Bulldogs have it over the line. It's Austin Britting setting it deep behind the net where Alex Lasky went in there to pursue. Now taken at the far side corner by number 22, Antonio Briggs Blake, and he'll tag up with a defender. Back to the point. A slapper taken, deflected away. That was Lewinsky. And it came back all the way to the other side of the point for Evan Thomas. Sent it deep to the corner where two Central Michigan defenders blocked it away. That was in there by Andrew Porzondek. And the Bulldogs still cycle inside the zone. Now in the far corner, Austin Brady sends one to the center ice for a shot. Nice block there by Andrew Porzondek. And this puck goes up into the rafters for a stoppage in play with 4:16 to go.
Yeah, Porzondek sacrificing the body there. He actually kicked up the right leg and to be able to block that one, and it flutters up and hits the rafters. And so we'll have a draw to the right of Thomas Rolfe at the 15:44 mark of this first period.
Both teams switch out. New personnel coming out here for Central Michigan will be Ben Reinchuk once again, notably caught up in the altercation with Daniel Manette. That sent him to the box earlier in this first period, along out there with Charlie Hayes. Taking this draw will be one of the captains for this team, Keegan Baker. He'll be out there with Matthew Barucci for the Bulldogs. Baker wins the draw. It'll be Whaley and Brendan Martin behind their own net trying to take it out of the zone. Keegan Baker sends it up the way intended for Jordan Cooper that missed, and the Bulldogs take over on their own side this time. Now they send it through center. Takeaway there by Reinchuk. Nice job getting inside the passing lane. Sends it over the line, and Brendan Martin will come in there to help along the right circle. Goes to the slot. Takes a wraparound shot. That went wide. Trying to do that NHL game style. He gets it back on his puck in the right circle and a shot, and that one just wide over the blocker side of Selko. Still inside the zone. Brendan Martin once again takes it after a bouncing puck in the right corner. Another shot attempt in front. Rebounded there by Zelko. Another try in front, and a couple players poke away at it. Central still has it inside the zone. Baker takes a shot, and that one went just wide. And there to cycle it is Reinchuk. Sends it back to the point. Central with a couple of great opportunities here. Looking to get even on the board for the end of the first. Reinchuk behind the net. Back to the point for Chapman. Chapman with a slapper. Blocked away there by an Adrian defender. That was Matthew Barucci. They still have it. Austin Whaley sends it, and Adrian finally sends us out of the zone.
And they're going to send off, it's going to be coincidental, it's probably against Rychek here. What a shocker there. But he's going to go off.
It looked like something along the lines of a roughing sort of.
Yeah, and it's going to be he's going to be sent off along with Sam Lewinsky here, so it's going to be coincidental. For Rychek, this is his 6th minor in this series. He's been in the penalty box a lot here in this series. Time the penalties at 16:53 here.
Ben Reinchuk leading this team in penalty minutes, as we mentioned earlier. Going to the box, we'll have another 4-on-4 here as both teams assess their personnel. Referees waiting with the puck at both ends of the ice. Coming off the ice will be Jacob St. Andre, Joey Simoncelli. Maybe looking to switch up to the 4-on-4 group that we saw earlier with Jordan Cooper, along with Austin Whaley. Still out there will be for the Chippewas, personnel-wise, Christopher Martin and Kyle Chapman.
This is going to end up being a power play for the Bulldogs. Again, Rychek getting sent off for 2, probably unsportsmanlike conduct. If that would be my guess, given how these referees have called this game thus far.
We talked about in the pregame show how Central needed to stay out of the box. Not doing a great job of that right now. They will go to their 3rd power play of the night for Adrian. And this one, once again, the Chippewas in a strong penalty kill here with just 3:07 left to go in this first period. Adrian will only get about 2 minutes of this for the Reinchuk penalty. And this faceoff will come to the left circle in the Chippewas zone. Taking it will be Matthew Barrett along with Owen Campbell. Barrett wins the draw. Back to the point for Bennett. Bennett tags up with his forward, takes a shot. That one just went wide over the blocker's side. Thrown in front here, blocked away there by Austin Christopher Martin, and he'll send it the length of the ice, allowing his team to get a quick rest.
Yeah, that got caught up in the paraphernalia of Malone in front, and surprised the referees didn't blow a whistle as it was caught up in his gear, but here comes Malone.
Moving quickly through the line is Malone. Had a goal on Thursday and trying to take one blocker's side on Rolfe that missed the net. Owen Campbell now quickly starts out there with Kyle Chapman. On a 1-on-2, Owen Campbell for the right circle, beats out a defender behind the net. Looks to go in front, skates gingerly all the way to the other side in front of the Bulldog bench, and it creates a 3-on-2 chance for Adrian. They take over the puck. Nice block there by Christopher Martin to keep a defender at the right corner, and they keep it in. Back
Good
to the
steal
point.
there by
Great
Campbell.
steal by Owen Campbell to get over the line, and he'll send this deep to Selko's glove. where Owen Campbell blew a tire, wiped out, and will come back to the bench for a change.
Yeah, Ben
2
Reichek
minutes
got
left.
bitten by that same monster late in the game on Thursday.
Nice monster will get you here in Martinez. Adrian starts up over the line. At the right circle there is Antonio brings Blake. He's defended well by 2 Chippewas. Evan Bliss at the point, takes a shot, and Rowe says no, getting his glove there off the ground for a stoppage in play with 36 to go in this power play, 1:42 left in the period.
Yeah, so Rychek got whistled off for a rough and a cross check. Lewinsky off for a rough as well, so Rychek serving that extra penalty once again. That for him is his team leading 41st. No, pardon me, not 41st. He's at 8 minutes already tonight, so that puts him up at 45.
Zach Bogozzi at the left boards, near side to us. Back to the point. Over the left circle for his forward and brings Blake. Blake tries to go to the center, fed on a pass, and over there to chase it was Bogozzi trying to get it through. They have to send this one deep back behind the net. The Chippewas will kill off their 3rd power play of the night with 1:07 to go in the first. Great job by this penalty kill unit to only allow 1 shot on the goaltender rope. Now Jacob Kozing moves over the line alone. Makes a nice deke around 1 defender, but couldn't keep it on his stick long enough for a shot. Behind the net, he looks to go in front. Defended well by a few players. And now the Chippewas will be able to set up. Porzanic threw it in front, no one home. Justin McComb was trying to get over there for the shot attempt, and he missed on it. And the Bulldogs will send it out of their own zone with 40 seconds to go in this period. At the right circle, Jay Nadu ties up there with a forward. That was Evan Bliss. Adrian Porzanic moves in to help over in Adrian's zone, and they keep it out of the zone once again. And this will create a 3-on-2 chance, which turned into 2-on-2. Over the near side boards, over the central bench, moving in was Nick Kirksey out there along with number 14. That's Zach Major. And they can't keep it in the zone long enough. Jay Nadu gets tripped up or falls over his own skates trying to keep it in. And this one will go off the head of Nadu after a dump attempt by Manette for a stoppage in play with 12 to go in the period.
Yeah, on that rush there by the Bulldogs from right to left across your radio dial. Great job by Justin McComas to come back on the back check and disrupt that rush as Evan Bliss looked to pass it from right to left, or across the ice right to left, and he was able to pickpocket him, and with 12 seconds to go, we'll have a draw inside the Adrian line.
Taking that draw was Isaac Gibbs along with Austin Briding for the Bulldogs. He wins it again, Briding. And that's Bulldogs, their, I believe, 12th face-off win of this period. As it comes to the end of the first, Brendan Martin there tied up at the half wall with a Bulldog defender. The referees are getting in there to help this one out. Say none of that as a chippy first period comes to an end. Adrian leads this game 1-0 after an Evan Bliss rebound goal put them up early in the first. A couple of power play chances and a couple of good blocks in front by Adrian and Central players. Both teams will go off to make changes. Central, for the first time in about 4 games, trails after the first period. And we'll send us off to the intermission report where Reagan Cleves will have you for that one. Stay tuned with us. You're listening to Central Michigan Division III Club Hockey here on CCHN. We'll be back.
Reagan Cleaves back here inside the broadcast booth at Martin Ice Arena, where after 20 minutes of play, both teams are into the dressing rooms, with Adrian holding a 1-0 lead over the Central Michigan Chippewas. Well, things started off pretty darn quickly in the penalty column. Just 30 seconds in, Rychek got into it with Malone, and as well as Jordan Cooper got in there as well after Cooper took a shot right on Zelko. He made the save, and some extracurriculars occurred after the play. Rychek got whistled off for a double minor, one for a rough, one for an unsportsmanlike conduct, and thus the Bulldogs would head on their first power play of the evening. They couldn't convert on that one, and at 7:45, Evan Bliss pounced on a rebound from a Dominic Malone shot in the high slot, and it popped off the right pad of Thomas Rofe to Bliss, who was standing in the bottom of the right circle. He fired it home past the diving Central Michigan netminder to give the Adrian Bulldogs a 1-0 lead. They would go on the power play shortly thereafter when Justin McComas went off for a board at 9:34, but that would be canceled out by a Daniel Bennett hook just about 30 seconds later, and that would give both teams a 4-on-4 to deal with, and then that didn't come out of anything, and the Chippewas failed on that resulting power play after that, and then at 16:53, Ben Rychek and Sam Lewinsky got into it after the play, or during the play, it was whistled down, and Rychek went off for a rough, and Lewinsky went off for a rough, but again, Rychek getting a second penalty tagged on top of it. He would head to the box at 16:53 to serve 4 minutes for a cross-check and a rough. Andrew Porzondik served that cross-checking minor, and the Chippewas were able to kill off that penalty, going 3 for 3 on the penalty kill, 0 for 1 on the power play in that. Another period, this is the fourth straight period in which the Chippewas have been outshot here by these Bulldogs. Adrian getting 14 on Thomas Rofe, converting on one of those 14. Central Michigan getting 11 on Dylan Zelko. He stopped all 11. Thomas Rofe saved 13 out of 14. Taking a look now at the out-of-town scoreboard here. Other Chippewa hockey teams, the men's D2 team will take on Sioux College up at Sioux College, I believe, on the 7th and 8th of January. Actually, that'll be down here in Martin Ice Arena. The Central Michigan Chippewas D2 men's team will host Sioux College, the only ACHA team that does not come from America. They are the lone Canadian team in all 5 divisions actually, except they've got 2 teams rather, so they've got a men's and a women's team. In the 3 divisions of men's hockey, they're the only Canadian team. They will come down here to Martin Ice Arena on January 7th and 8th to take on the Central Michigan Chippewas. As for the women's team, they had their games on the 22nd and 23rd against California University of Pennsylvania canceled, so that doubleheader was taken off the board. Their next game will be January 28th when they take on Lake Superior State up in LSSU on the 28th and 29th, 8 p.m. and 3 p.m. These starts respectively on those 2 days. Taking a look now at the rest of CMU athletics, only 3 events happening today. We've got, as it is coming to the end of the semester, so you get fewer and fewer games as we go on here later in December. Right now, wrestling took part in the Cleveland State Open today, starting at 9 a.m. That one from Cleveland, Ohio. No resulting in that. Women's basketball suffered a 49-48 loss against Loyola Chicago at McGurk Arena here today. And men's basketball at 4:30 takes on UIC. You can listen to that game on the CMU Sports Properties Radio Network. Actually, again, never mind, I failed to look at the start time on that one starting at 4:30. Well, after 20 minutes of play here from Martin Ice Arena, Central Michigan trails by 1 for the third consecutive game. They concede the first goal. We'll step aside, but stand by. We'll be right back with second period action here on CCHN.
Back with you live inside Martin Ice Arena for second period action between Central Michigan and Adrian. The number 3 ranked Central Michigan Chippewas down a goal right now after the first period. Evan Bliss had the goal for the Bulldogs 12 minutes into the first. Put them up, and just like we talked about, for the second straight game in a row, or third straight game in a row, they sit at a 1-goal deficit. Reagan, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, the Chippewas rebound control is the thing for Thomas Ruff that he needs to work on. He gave a couple of chances to Adrian there in that first period. He was able to recover from a couple, but he ended up letting one slip past him. Another thing is Ben Rychek's got to watch the minors. The limit in the ACHA is 5 for a game as we are underway here down below us, and he's already got 4, including 2 extra minors other than the coincidental ones he's had.
Resume play in this first period, switching ice left to right. Adrian in their black, yellow, and white trim. Central Michigan in their yellow, maroon, and maroon hat trim. And a quick shot taken there by Austin Whaley from the point, easily saved by the goaltender Zelko. As you're dancing here, Reagan, you liking the PA music that's going on right now?
Yeah, just having a little bit of fun. Can't take yourself too seriously.
You gotta have fun in ACHA hockey. That's what it's all about.
Have fun in any level of hockey, not just in the ACHA.
So this puck inside Adrian's zone, taken here by a few players. This one played to the right wing boards there by Vincent Sansoni, who couldn't handle a pass to the neutral ice. And it comes back the other way to the Chippewas zone. This time in the near corner, it's Christopher Martin and Austin Whaley tagging up with Keegan Baker through the middle. Now through the rush, here comes Jordan Cooper along with Aiden Gazdecki over the line. The left circle takes a bad angle shot, easily deflected away on the stick of Zelko. And this one dumped back into the zone by Gazdecki for a change. Long stretch pass attempted through the middle by Joey Patterson, and this one came all the way back down to the other side of the ice for an easy stop there by Rofe.
Yeah, Rofe was going to let it go for icing initially, but then he saw how close the race was between the Chippewa and the Bulldog coming back, so he decided to play it off the end boards and cover it up. We'll have a draw to his left with 58 seconds gone here in period number 2.
The right circle near side to us. Adrian wins the draw. They lose it on the stick after a bad giveaway here, and a chance for Jason Andre slapper. Zelko stops that in the chest protector. A bad breakaway or turnover by Zach Magosi at the right point, allowed for a breakaway from St. Andre.
Yeah, St. Andre opting for the Thor hammer rather than the finesse of another superhero that I can't think of right now.
Well, St. Andre's had
slap shot.
You know, Reagan, St. Andre had 2 very pretty goals in back-to-back games.
Yeah.
One forehand, backhand versus MSU, and then sort of like you were calling on that game from the high slot, so on his left side of his stick, ripped one past the blocker side of Zelko. That's not what he wants to see, is Jacob St. Andre on a breakaway, who's one of the star players for Central Michigan this season already through 12 games. Jacob St. Andre has 5 goals, 7 assists.
Now they give it away to St. Andre here. But
another giveaway attempt here that went through to the Chippewa zone. That one was given up by a group of Bulldogs. And controlling in the neutral end is Simon Selly skating his circle a few times. Over the line is Isaac Gibbs getting up there with Jacob St. Andre at the point. He'll tag up to the far side boards for Lasky, who took a bouncing wrister from the far circle. And we get some extracurriculars here, right?
We got a penalty here coming up on the Bulldogs. Simon Selly was knocked up high. He went down for a moment, hunched over, but he gets up, skates back to the bench just fine. At 1:54, the Chippewas are going to go back on the power play here. As to the box, I believe, is Dominic Malone. And so the Chippewas will have yet another power play here. So far on the season, they
won another one. Reagan's trying to interrupt you for a second. Their 3rd power play of the night so far. Jordan Cooper will win that draw and take it back to the point. Jay Nadeau now at the right circle gets it back for Edger Porzanik, who took a long shot from the right point, and that one easily blocked away by defenders. This one rebounds, however, to the left circle, and Jay Nadeau's there, but we'll get a stop as the net moorings came off, where Zelko played it at his right skate.
Yeah, so far on the power play this year, the Chippewas are 12 for 58. That's good for right about 20.69%. They've got 1:45 left on this one here. Draw to the right of Zelko.
So this faceoff will come to the left circle inside Adrian's zone. This draw taken there by Jay Nadeau in 1. And Christopher Martin trying to get the Chippewas on the board of the power play. Blocked away there. Nice turnover there by Matthew Barrett, who sends it the length of the ice. Chasing to the other side now is Zach Major after Christopher Martin, and he wins that battle. Lose on a stick, however, in the old end of Central, and they set up through shot, through the rush, through center. Christopher Martin now Sends one deep to the other side. Jay Nadu picks it up at the right corner. This one behind the net, sent there for Adrian Bulldogs. Tags up once again. Jay Nadu back to the point there for Jordan Cooper. Takes a wrister. That one went way up and wide out of the netting over the head of Zelko. With 1:07 to go with this power play for the Chippewas. 17-13 left in the second. We're going to stop it and play. Reagan, you've got your hands up. What's the deal?
They rule that it went off of a Adrian player from my sight line. I thought Jordan Cooper just fired that well high, and we'll see what happens here as Hayes gets control off the draw.
Hayes controlled it. A quick shot attempt there on a rebound. Simon Silly trying to make it home. He controls it after Selko got it on his left pad. Charlie Hayes and Simon Silly for the right side. Cross ice for Brendan Martin, who couldn't handle the pass. And that one pursued after by Joey Patterson, and they're able to cycle it again. Jacob St. Andre, bad giveaway at the right circle. This one on a 1-on-2 starts up. Michael O'Connor over the rush. The right circle, takes a quick shot. Block aside, he scores! Michael O'Connor, what a goal! And he puts Adrian up 2-0 over the line after a bad giveaway by Jacob St. Andre. That is his goal for tonight, his first of this weekend series. And Adrian with a 2-0 lead. Short-handed goal here.
Yeah, short-handed goal for Adrian, and now
this will be O'Connor's third goal of the season at 5 points through 6 games played. Michael O'Connor on the doorstep after a bad giveaway. St. Andre wish he had that one back, Reagan.
Yeah, so their penalties came after the whistle there. Charlie Hayes whistled off. He'll go off for a 2-minute minor. I'm not sure why, if the penalty was on during if the penalty came during the play, not sure why it was not sure why Charlie's in the box. Must have come after the play.
This is the first time Central Michigan trails by 2 goals since the first game against SVSU. Rather, second game. Central Michigan now has to overcome a 2-goal deficit as they'll be at even strength for about 15 seconds left. Owen Campbell for the high slot takes a shot. Blocker and saved by Zelko. And that one tries to be controlled by the Bulldogs. They can't do it. Jay Nadu knocked off the puck there from Daniel Bennett. And they tie it up at the half wall on the far side. Nadu takes over. Nadu on an individual effort gets it back to the point for Kyle Chapman, and we're going to get a stoppage and play once again for the net. That's the second time in about 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and that one cost the Chippewas a shorthanded chance here. They're going to fix that up on the the left side of the post. Referee's over there shoveling ice in. We don't have as good as net mountings as maybe a professional standard here at Martin Ice Arena, so sometimes the less than ideal inch length for a net mounting isn't there, and that net easily comes off once in a while. It happened a lot against the series against Calvin. So nonetheless, we get a stoppage and play, a circle at the face-off at the right circle, one there by the Bulldogs, and they'll skate it out through center. Roughed up the puck by Jay Nadu. Zach Bagosi went over the blue line and had to dump it in. That one went up and out of play, and we'll get a stoppage for another face-off circle that'll come to the near side face-off circle just outside of the blue line. Personnel changes for the Bulldogs out there will be Antonio Briggs-Blake taking the face-off. Evan Bliss, who had the goal earlier in this game in the first period to get them started. And the Chippewas win the draw. Owen Campbell. And he tried to send it deep to the neutral zone, and it's met up with an Adrian Bulldog. Long stretch pass shot there by Antonio Briggs-Blake. And this one goes back to the other side of the ice after it was dumped in far. Zelko sends it off to his defendant, Dominic Somerville. And Somerville will start up. Up to the left wing side there goes cross ice with Vincent Sansoni over the line quickly. And Sansoni, nice defensive play there by Christopher Martin to knock the puck off his stick. Martin now. The Bulldogs try to get through center. They do. And they get into the Chippewa zone. Threw it in front for a Bulldog, and no one shot the puck in front after a failed pass attempt. And getting it out of the zone is Kyle Chapman. And they'll head off for a change with only 22 seconds left to go with this penalty kill. Now up the right wing circle. This one starts up. It'll be Dominic Malone moving over the line. Had the goal on Thursday for the Bulldogs. And Daniel Bennett at the right circle. Bennett, that one deep to the other side and cycled away. But over there meeting it was Sam Lewinsky, who couldn't handle it. And it comes back to the other side of the ice after another penalty kill from the Chippewas. Their 5th of the night so far. 4th. 14:40 left to go in this Second period action. You're joining us live from Martin Ice Arena for the second game of this weekend series between Adrian and Central Michigan. Adrian right now with a 2-goal lead over Central Michigan after a turnover by Jacob St. Andre at the point after a quick shot attempt right there by the Bulldogs. Scoring that goal was Michael O'Connor. Now behind the Chippewa net, the Bulldogs set up shop. It's Bobby Breach and O'Connor tagging up. And this one, after a failed pass, went up and out of play off the blade of O'Connor. So they'll get personnel changes here.
Yeah, Chippewas haven't been able to get much zone time in the offensive zone here for the first 5 minutes and 46 seconds of this hockey game. And it's been a slow start for them throughout the first half of this hockey game.
Left to right, Adrian and Central Michigan. Adrian's colors, the black, white, and the yellow. One of my favorite jerseys in all of the ACHA so far. At the right point, in front of the Bulldog bench, a bad turnover there by Manette. Jacob St. Andre met up with it. Couldn't handle it on his stick after he was pursued. Now Joey Patterson will start through center. Intended a pass for O'Connor that missed. And this one taken away by Simon Selly over the line with St. Andre. Roughed off the puck by Zach Magosi at the Central Michigan bench. And this one, though, tagged up in front of the bench as well. Simon Selly there to block away a pass attempt. Flipped out of the zone there for O'Connor. And O'Connor starts up with a breakaway and a offside by Zach Major. Once again, almost a costly turnover there by Central Michigan. Led to a breakout chance, but an offside saved him.
If you're looking for pictures of CMU hockey, look no further than Instagram. The fantastic Tristan Hagenstein takes some great pictures, and the best of them can be found at the Instagram handle at Tristan Hagenstein Photography.
Taking this draw will be Matthew Marucci for Adrian. He loses it to Joey Simon Selly, one of the best face-off men in all of the ACHA. Adrian nonetheless gains possession, and they start up in their own end. A long stretch bounce pass to deflect away for Austin Whaley, who sets up with it, tries to turn to his own end, and Adrian pursues. And now taken away here once again by Simon Selly. Gets it out of the zone, up the Central Michigan bench. Jacob St. Andre on a 1-on-2 with Isaac Gibbs. Lost it. A great defensive stand there by the defender, number 24, Zach Magosi, but Central still has it in the zone. Shot attempt by Charlie Hayes, blocked away there, and Adrian starts up with it. A long pass attempt. Matthew Marucci just shot a puck in that was easily gloved away by the goaltender, Rofe. And a frustrated Charlie Hayes took a minor swing.
Yeah, and that's another giveaway by the Chippewas in the offensive zone that leads to a rush back the other way. It bit them on the shorthanded goal for O'Connor earlier in this period, but for the Chippewas, they need to settle down in the offensive zone, quick making soft passes. Now here's Porzondek.
Porzondek quickly through center, trying to defend off 3 Bulldogs. Couldn't do it. They get it on their blade of the stick. Through center now comes Evan Bliss the other way, quickly on the rush. Joins up there with Vincent Sansoni, who gets roughed off the puck. And back to the point it comes for Evan Thomas. Trying to send one to the net, which met up with Alex Lasky, who stopped it in his skates. And now Alex Lasky at the left corner, closest to the Bulldog bench, tries to handle it. Jay Nadu can't handle the puck. Pursued by a couple Bulldogs. Quick shot attempt that missed the net wide. Moving it over there was to help was Dominic Malone. And Malone sends a puck deep to the corner, which went up and out of play with 12:23 left to go in this second period. You know, you mentioned the turnovers, Reagan, the giveaway chances that are leading to these Bulldog goals. It looks very uncharacteristic for a Central team that's kind of known to be a little bit, in the passing game at least, disciplined later. And already halfway through the second period, it hasn't happened for them yet. Yeah,
and we've talked about them having issues settling down in hockey games. This is the first time they've trailed by 2 since that loss, or that tie to Saginaw Valley State. And
another giveaway shot attempt by Daniel Bennett from the blue line, easily gloved down by Rowe.
This is just this is honestly the sloppiest I've seen the Chippewas play all season. Typically they're disciplined and they make crisp passes, but they haven't been able to connect on passes, and they've been making sloppy passes. They've been giving the puck away in the offensive end, and now here Adrian sets up shop in the offensive end.
Brett won the draw, back to the point. Slapper attempt blocked away by Jay Nadu, and they cycle it through the corner. Alex Lasky got it out of the zone, which was sent back in by an old Bulldog. Control on their puck after a bouncing puck. This one, Evan Thomas takes it in the right corner. Knocked away there by Charlie Hayes. Nice defensive stand to use the body. And this one flipped up into the netting by Alex Lasky, trying to get it out of the zone for another stoppage and play. Adrian controlling the possession of the puck right now, have been in the Central Michigan zone for about a minute and a half. Decent crowd on hand for tonight for this game. The fans for Central gathering behind the net as Zelko trying to cheer on their team back to victory. This one won by the Bulldogs once again on the faceoff. Great faceoff wins by the Bulldogs, keeping it inside Chippewa's zone. Joey Patterson at the point takes it to the right circle, cross ice for Patterson, and a shot by Bennett, and that one missed wide. Glove side of Rofe. Comes back to the half wall over there. It's Porzondik chasing up with Charlie Hayes, but not able to defend off Evan Thomas. Thomas takes him behind the net. Cycles it over to his forward. That's Matthew Barrett. Back to the point for Bennett. Now Barrett and Bennett tie up with it. Slapper attempt by Bennett, and that one just fanned on at the point. Chasing it after was Joey Patterson. Charlie Hayes and Adrian Bulldogs get it out of the zone finally. McComas joins the rush. Long shot attempt by Nadu just to get off the ice for a change, and McComas moves in there. Roughed up to the near side corner by Daniel Bennett. Bennett at his own end takes it. Up the right boards, it'll be taken, attempted for Zach Major, and a missed pass that went back to Kyle Chapman. Now quickly over the line is McComas. Moving in with Keegan Moore, a shot! Backhand, and what a save by Zelko! Extending the blocker pad and gets his glove down. What a save by the star goaltender.
Indeed. Keegan Moore picked up a pass, a nice saucer pass over a couple of defensive sticks to the left wing. He picked it up, top of the left wing circle, worked in on Zelko to the top of the crease, and then he brought it back the other way to the right, and Zelko extended that left pad and made a spectacular save on the Central Michigan number 16.
Owen Campbell got the puck after a tie-up at the far side half wall, went to the other side of the ice in the near side corner, and this one finally Zach Magosi controls, pursued by Owen Campbell and Keegan Moore, and Keegan Moore takes him down, loses his stick. This one went in front for Kosnick, who tried a shot attempt and was blocked away by a defender. Kosnick keeps it inside the zone, but the goaltender Zelko is able to get his glove on it after pursued by Dominic Somerville for a stoppage in play.
The broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association and the CMU Club Hockey Network. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the ACHA and CCHN.
Dylan Zelko, the senior goaltender from Woodsley, Ontario, Canada, last played for the Wheatley Sharks of the PJHL. The star goaltender for this team for a couple of years, Zelko saved 27 on 31 shots the other night on Thursday in the win over this team. And this one, shot attempt for the right circle by Lasky, easily blocked away on the near post. And here comes the rush on the breakout chance. The Bulldogs over the left wing circle, moving in for a shot, and Rolf stops that one down on his blocker's side. They control, however, and back to the circle it comes for another shot attempt blocked away there. That was Michael O'Connor, who had the earlier goal tonight, moving in for the shot. Now Keegan Moore controls, gets it outside of the zone and joins Owen Campbell trying to move over the line, and he'll pursue number 10, Sam Lewinsky of the Bulldogs. At the right circle, far side, they tie up at the half wall. Brendan Martin takes a slapper from the top of the right point, and that one missed wide over the glove side of Zelko. And a breakout chance here. Here comes Evan Bliss, moving in. A nice defensive stand by the captain, Brendan Martin, to keep away from the breakout. A bouncing puck that got reamed away on the boards. Reagan, that was a wild chance there.
Yeah, great job by the captain, Brennan Martin, coming back. He was initially behind Evan Bliss on the play, but he used the long legs to get speed. Now here is Baker.
Keelan Baker, the left circle, takes a shot, and Zelko says no as Jordan Cooper is in there to scrum up with an Adrian Bulldog. That's number 23, Evan Thomas. A couple of quick chances both ways for both teams, and it looks like it's in favor of Adrian just slightly in the momentum category with 8:49 to go in the second period. Another breakout chance there, as we mentioned earlier in this period. The turnovers costing the Chippewas and leading to breakout chances. They're going to get a good face-off here. Gazdecki takes the draw, and he wins it. Jordan Cooper keeps it in the zone. And at the right circle, it's Alex Lasky with a near side shot, and that one blocked away easily by Zelko. Another attempt in front that missed the net wide, and it's back to the near side half wall where Adrian gets it out of the zone. Starting through center on the rush is number 28, Austin Bridey. He's over there with Matthew Barrett. Takes a shot to the left circle, and that one easily gloved away by Rofe for a stop.
And that's another giveaway in the offensive end, and Adrian has gotten the better of Central Michigan in these odd man rushes. They've not necessarily scored on more of them, they just had more chances. They've been faster than the Chippewas. They've been playing cleaner hockey, and through the first 22 minutes-ish of this hockey game, it's been all Adrian.
Now Adrian once again trying to start up in their own zone, and it's taken away by Jordan Cooper. Nice job to get out of the zone. He starts up with Keegan Baker, who just dumps the puck deep so that he can go off for a change and get new personnel out there. Inside Adrian's zone, Brendan Martin, or rather, that was Jordan Cooper over there with a hard hit against an Adrian defender. That was number 25, Matthew Barrett. Started through the zone, a shot attempt by Antonio Briggs-Blake. That's easily gloved down for a stoppage and play by Rowe.
Yeah, we talk about those passes, and another one right there by Alex Lasky at his own defensive blue line. He just kind of touched the puck. I don't know what he was trying to do with it, but it went right under the stick of Briggs-Blake, and he was in. He let a shot go on Rowe, but he made the save. But the Chippewas can't keep leaving these soft passes at open ice for the Bulldogs to just come in and pick up.
After last night, the story was the physical play, right, Reagan? This time, it's sort of that sloppy passing, something that Central was taking advantage of and gained the ice till we aforementioned in the pregame show, right? And it's just in Adrian's favor right now. And they're the ones trying to set up shop. And through center, controlled here by Zach Bogozzi. He'll tag up with Dominic Somerville. Bogozzi sends one to the near side boards at the center ice zone. Christopher Martin knocks down a Bulldog. And we'll get on-man personnel. Isaac Gibbs through center here. Trying to skate through the zone. Jacob St. Andre waits for him. At the left circle, St. Andre, or rather Gibbs tries to get through a defender and easily blocked away there by Michael O'Connor with the skate to get the puck through center. And now Jacob St. Andre chases after it. Sent deep by Somerville. He'll send it to the pad of Rowe. Where it'll be Kyle Chapman trying to control it. Chapman will dump this puck all the way back to the other side for Zelko to avoid the icing. And we'll get a stoppage and play for St. Andre's moving in. With 7:04 to go in the second.
Yeah, 7:04 to go here, and Chippewas, they just seem to keep coming to the red line and just dumping it in. They're opting for the more dump and chase style of offense, but that typically doesn't work for them. And when they do get the rushes the other way, they're just getting too fancy with it. They're trying to make moves on their own. They're not necessarily relying on teammates to be able to make passes. Now the Chippewas look to set up shop on the offensive end here.
Kyle Chapman kept it inside the zone at the half wall and sent it to the middle for Justin McComas, who couldn't get a shot off. Nice defensive stand by Matthew Barucci to knock the puck off his stick. At the near side corner now, Adrian Bulldogs tied up there with Lewinsky, who comes in to help with a couple of defenders both ways. This puck's still tied up at the near side corner. Adrian Bulldogs chases after it. Controlled here by Sam Lewinsky. And Lewinsky sends it out to the center ice zone where Jay Nadeau tags up with Kyle Chapman. They dump the puck back once again, and now coming in will be Lewinsky to control it. To the near side boards, it'll be taken here by number 10 and number 6 of the Bulldogs. And this one, Christopher Martin tries to chase after this puck when Kyle Chapman pursues at his own end, pursued by 3 Bulldogs. They send this one back to their own zone. This one through center, controlled by Kyle Chapman. Makes one nice move together on a defender, and he joins the rush. Slapper taken that went wide and to the other side, met there by Jacob Koznick. Koznick now controls the left circle. Takes a wrister, and that one just blocker side saved by Zelko. This one still behind the net, controlled vitally by the Chippewas, and Adrian's able to get it out of the zone. A couple of missed passes. Justin McComas now chases after Evan Bliss. Bliss sends the puck deep where he'll go off for a change and get new personnel for the Bulldogs. And out through center comes Justin McComas. Met up there at the near side half wall by Joey Patterson to knock this away. Jacob Koznick, however, just gave it away after he tried to hit it on his stick and sent it back to center ice, where now it's controlled by Owen Campbell and Austin Whaley. So a couple of missed passes not allowing the Chippewas to get quality shots on net. Owen Campbell tries to move one defender, sticked away there by Evan Thomas, and he'll keep it inside the Chippewa zone and hold pressure. Now moving in to help is Dominic Malone. Malone couldn't handle it, and Owen Campbell through center now. Fights off 2 defenders until it's sticked away by Daniel Burnett. Doesn't wait for the help, surprisingly. 5 minutes left in this second period of play. It's all Adrian so far on a long stretch pass attempt that just missed the stick of Sansoni. And now they will go off for one more change, the Bulldogs. Sent through center here, back to the other side of the zone. Joey Patterson has to chase after it. After a dump in. Jordan Cooper, as you mentioned, Reagan, that dump and chase style of hockey right now, Central Michigan's go-to.
They really just can't get past the blue line of Adrian. It's not like they're not trying. It's just that the Bulldogs have been so stout defensively, not letting the Chippewas gain their own blue line, that they've had to revert to this dump and chase style of offense.
Jordan Cooper took a pass to the near side, half wall from Owen Campbell, and this one went all the way where Campbell pursued a defender at the near side, far side corner. Back to the center for a slot for Cooper off the post, and that one reams all the way back to the Central Michigan bench point. What a chance there for Jordan Cooper. Grabbed a puck in the high slot, and this one's dumped all the way back to Central zone by number 22, Antonio Briggs-Blake.
We've gone a long time without a stoppage here at Martin Ice Arena. I think a good 2-3 minutes worth of hockey here. As that sent the length of the ice, icing waved off here as they deemed the Bulldogs could have played it.
Somerville has to help with Bogozzi. He'll send this puck deep to center ice after being pursued by Aiden Gazdecki, and Charlie Hayes and Alex Lasky will get it out of the zone. Now it'll be Charlie Hayes chasing after it on this stretch pass. This one taken away by Zach Bogozzi at the right wing. Isaac Gibbs takes it over after Bogozzi sent it deep, and a turnover attempt there by the Bulldogs sends this puck all the way to Rofe, and we'll get a stoppage in play with 3:19 to go in the second period.
Now 3:19 left to go, or left here in this second period of play. Stay with us for the second intermission report once the first 40 minutes have concluded here from Martin Ice Arena. Devin Sarah will have a recap of the game as well as a look at the out-of-town scoreboard with some professional teams around the state of Michigan.
So Michael O'Connor, who had the goal earlier in this period, tied up in the circle with Joey Simoncelli. O'Connor won it, and it stays inside Central Michigan zone. Alex Lasky at the far side corner, closest to Adrian's bench, sends it to the other side for Isaac Gibbs. Charlie Hayes got it on his stick and sent it deep to the center ice zone where Jacob Kosnick, or rather Joey Simoncelli and Jacob St. Andre chased after it. Couple of back and forth miscues here by both teams, and Joey Simoncelli at the right circle makes some momentum, throws it in front for St. Andre. He's not there to handle on his stick for the shot attempt, and an odd man chance. Here come the Bulldogs. Over the line is number 14 Zach Major, gets help with O'Connor. Roughed off the puck there by Alex Lasky. Great defensive stand at the far side corner. Tries to get it out of that corner and can't do it. Still tied up at the half wall now. Zach Major gets it back to the point for a slapper from Bennett, and that one just went wide, blocker side of Rofe. Another try, and that one blocked away again to the center slot. The Bulldogs, some pressure here late in the period, and Charlie Hayes finally is able to deflect away a pass attempt for Lewinsky, and this one goes the length of the ice. Icing waved off by the referees. At the referees, he'll tie up there with Michael O'Connor, who sent one to the near side boards for Sansoni intended, and both teams get a dump and chase for the changes. And now Charlie Hayes comes out of the zone, tries an attempt from McComas through center, where he's roughed off the puck, chases after for Selko after it came to the blade of his stick for a stoppage in play. Couple of sloppy passes, Reagan.
Yeah, it's been the story of the game thus far. Chippewas have been doing it again and again. They haven't cleaned up their passes, and a lot of the time it's been them fanning on passes, not necessarily not trying to make good passes. They've just been fanning on them, so they win the draw here in the offensive end.
Credit to Adrian's defense right now, keeping everything to the outside, forcing guys like Simoncelli to the boards, and they start up on the rush. Sent to the middle for an almost shot attempt. Nice defensive block by Kyle Chapman, and they get it out of the zone. Adrian Porzanik up the left wing with Jay Nadeau chasing it after it, defended by Joey Patterson. Patterson takes it on his stick behind the net, takes away from Nadeau, but he couldn't handle it, and Kyle Chapman at the far side boards closest to Central Michigan sends it to the other side for McComas. Trying to fed one deep for Nadeau to the middle, and that one missed on his stick. Nadeau gets it back, and he takes a shot that's gloved away by Soko. The rebound comes to the point where it's held in by Christopher Martin, and now McComas behind the net, pursued by Daniel Bennett. To the front, and no one's home there to get the shot attempt off with 1 minute left in the period. A disappointing opportunity right there. Thought he had two Central Michigan forwards in front for the shot, and no one's able to capitalize on it. And now for one last rush attempt by the Bulldogs. They send it out through center on an extended pass for Matthew Barrett, who couldn't handle it. Christopher Martin sends it back for another dump to center ice, where it's deflected down by Zach Bogozzi. Now Keelan Baker in his own corner will hold it. Keelan Baker to the right wing for Jordan Cooper. Sent it to the middle for Gazdecki, who fanned on the pass. Another missed pass attempt. And Gazdecki had to pursue after it, and it's dumped back by the Adrian Bulldogs. But here comes Aston Bryden. Got another stick in the right corner. Pursued by a defender. That was Christopher Martin to get in there. Nice job knocking it off his stick. And this one's sent back to the point, but it's not held out. Zach Bogozzi keeps it in the zone and through a long stretch shot attempt from the right point to Rofe. That was easily gloved down for stoppage of play. Only 14 seconds to go. The faceoff will come to the right circle in the Central Michigan zone.
Yeah, the Chippewas either need to get a goal here in the waning seconds, which doesn't seem likely, or they need to get one early in this third period. The momentum has been all in Adrian's favor here. Now Chippewas might have a rush.
Brett won the draw, but Jordan Keelan Baker tried to join the rush. Got a stretch pass for Cooper that missed. With 5 seconds left, tries to throw it in front for Baker to miss. Slapper, they score! Aiden Gazdecki gets the missed pass from the high slot, and he slaps it home past Selko. And the Chippewas, with only 1 second in the period, making a 1-goal deficit. What a shot by Gazdecki for his first of the season.
Well, I said it was unlikely, but I didn't mean it was impossible. The Chippewas doing a great job to get into the offensive zone. It looked like the play might have been shot off at the blue line across the way, but Brennan Martin picked it up. He moved down the right wing. That's Gazdecki's first college goal here tonight as they saved the puck, and he worked behind Zelko and he threw it out in front. Gazdecki was in the high slot. He teed it up and fired it past the glove side of Zelko.
I think Reagan,
and the Chippewas bring themselves back within 1.
Reagan, I think that pass attempt in front by Brendan Martin, as you mentioned, skating over the right circle, that was intended for Jordan Cooper. But guess what? Coming in for the second chance opportunity for the high slot, moving in to help, was Gazdecki, and Gazdecki just took the slapper and nailed it home. What a shot by him. And Gazdecki, the star freshman from Riverview, putting something on the board for the Chippewas to get them within 1. That'll send them to the break with momentum to start the third period. High fives for everyone coming off the ice. Brendan Martin notably. Stay tuned for this second admission report where I'll have the recap of the game and out-of-town scores for you. You're listening live to Central Michigan Division III Hockey, live on CCHN. Back inside Martin Ice Arena for the second division report presented by CMHIceHockey.com. The period starts with the Adrian Bulldogs getting back on the board. It's Michael O'Connor unassisted after a turnover from St. Andre at the near far side blue line. And that one leads to Adrian going up 2-0. Central Michigan, the first time trailing in a game for them by 2 goals since October 29th against SVSU on the road. That'll be Adrian's second time on the board in that case. And now coming back in that period to continue on with the recap of the period. It's to finish out the period, a second chance opportunity for the Chippewas, just trying to get momentum late. They sort of were defended well by Adrian for most of the period. Adrian taking away a lot of passing opportunities, creating odd-man rushes off turnovers, and forcing Central to take dump and chase passes that would often lead to sloppy attempts and not great shot attempts, but nonetheless, Central was able to come back with the end of the period with its Aiden Gazdecki on the slapper from the high slot after Brendan Martin skated from the right circle to the behind the net to throw a puck in front with just 1 second left, puts them on the board, and Central gets back within a 1-goal deficit. That's Aiden Gazdecki's first goal of the season and his first goal since March of last year, 2020. So Central and Adrian playing a close second game in this one by this score. Central was up 2-1 through 2 periods in the first game on Thursday night. They reversed that opportunity with Adrian now up 2-1 in this period. They look for more heading into the third. Central coming back for one more opportunity for them. Now time to look at your out-of-town scoreboards presented by CMHIceHockey.com. This one starts off with Indiana Tech and Rochester University for Division I taking on each other. That one, Rochester had to forfeit for the first forfeit for that team in about 3 months. Interesting enough, not taking on that game. Now time to look at D3, Rowan University taking on Bryn Athyn College. That game set for a 7 p.m. puck drop. Looking over at one of the MCHC teams, Ferris State University taking on Luke Superior State University Lakers. They lead that game 4-0 in the first period with 16:51 left. That is a awful result right there for Lake Superior, or rather 2 goals off 4 shots, They lead that game 2-0 so far. That game taking place at St. Marie Norris Center in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Looking over at another MCHC team, Tryon University taking on Purdue University Northwest. That game set for a 7 p.m. Central Time puck drop. That one taking place in Hammond, Indiana at the Coob Sports Complex. Tryon 10-7 on the season, one of the strong teams out west in the MCHC West. Looking at another game, University of New Mexico, 17 wins and 1 loss. The Aztecs on a strong start to the season look to continue it against the University of Colorado Springs. That game takes place in Albuquerque, New Mexico, set for an 8 p.m. puck drop Mountain Time. Looking now at your ACHA game of the day, Saginaw Valley State University taking on Lawrence Tech in the rematch after Lawrence Tech, the number 14th ranked Devils came into Saginaw Valley last night, or rather at home took on the 6th ranked Saginaw Valley Cardinals, upsetting them 5-2 in that game. A strong performance from all fronts on both offense and defense. The Cardinals look to get their revenge tonight after suffering only their 3rd loss of the season. The 6th ranked Cardinals, one of the teams that beat Central Michigan, looking to keep it going. This game, Adrian College, Central Michigan. Adrian up 2-1 right now. In this game, University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and University of Kansas had to forfeit a game after a missed cue on the scheduling of that game. We'll see what happens further with updates on that. Oakland University and Grand Valley State University taking out each other. Oakland, an important matchup in the MCHC East Division, sitting right now at a 5-1 record. Had a tough outing against the top-ranked Hope College Dutchmen, and they'll take on the second-best team in the country, those Grand Valley State Lakers, looking to stay hot after being 15-0 since their first loss of the season. Finally, to round out the ACHA Division III games of the week, Sacred Heart University taking on Columbia University. That game is set for a 10:15 puck drop from Mount Vernon High. As for the Griffins, we can look to this scoreboard today. They will take on the Manitoba Moose, I believe, at a 7 p.m. puck drop. You can listen to that game and more with Bob Kaiser and Leah Fragurski on the Wood Radio Call, 1300, 106.9 FM, as well as the Spirit, Joey Potato on 100.5 and 790 WSGW. As for the Red Wings, they will next take on the Islanders of New York on December 14th. That game taking place at the new stadium for the Islanders, UBS Arena. Puck coverage of that game starts on Bally Sports Detroit. One more time to give you a recap of the second period action. Michael O'Connor scores the second goal of the game for the Adrian Bulldogs on a turnover from St. Andre. And to finish off the period, Eddie Gazdecki to round out the scoring as we get set for third period action here from Martin Ice Arena after an exciting finish in the second period. I'm joined now back by my color commentator partner, Reagan Cleves, for this game. Reagan, what a finish that second period. Aiden Gazdecki is able to put it home for the Chippewas after Brendan Martin just threw a desperation puck in front, and really looked like for a while that there was going to be nothing coming of that until he got it in the high slot.
Yeah, for Brendan Martin, he picked up a loose puck at the right point, worked down the perimeter of the boards on right wing. Behind the net, he was challenged pretty heavily by the Adrian back check, but he was able to work behind the net and feed it out in front and get for Aiden Gazdecki, where he was there to jam it home. His first goal of his college career. Congratulations to him, and let's hope that sparks a Chippewa comeback here.
Notably of that stat line for Aiden Gazdecki, the freshman from Riverview, Michigan. Gazdecki had 3 assists coming into this game tonight. Known for his being an assist man at Riverview, he had a team-leading 22 assists at Riverview throughout 18 games played, and he is very stout in that manner, but got to get the score when he needed, and he got one big right there. So we'll get set for third period action here from Martin Ice Arena.
Look who's taking the face-off.
Gazdecki to stay on the hot hand, takes the face-off, and the Chippewas will look to rally back after the Adrian Bulldogs went up 2-0 in this game as Gazdecki sends this puck deep into the zone after winning the face-off draw, and this one controlled down in their own end by the Chippewas. So Keelan Baker and Brendan Martin get the assist for that goal. That puck thrown in front, I believe, was intended for either Cooper or Baker, but Gazdecki was able to finish it off there to get them within one. And Gazdecki now has it on his stick behind Rofe. Tagging up there with Brendan Martin. He'll send this puck deep through center where Keelan Baker was able to take it on his stick. At the near side boards in the half wall, tied up there by a defender. That was Evan Bliss. And Bliss is able to get it back to his defender, Bagosi, who sent it to the other side of the ice. Starting up the wing is Bagosi, the assistant captain for this Adrian Bulldog team, coming into the night with a 7-6-1 record. Took the loss the other night on Thursday against Central Michigan 4-1. A stronger outing for them, especially defensively, trying to keep it up. Back to the point for Dominic Somerville. Crosses ice for a slapper attempt by Bagosi. Rebound in front for another try, and that was deflected away by Alex Lasky. Nice defense there to knock the puck away. Charlie Hayes, though, is not able to get it out of the zone, and McComas intercepts a feeding middle puck that was intended for number 25, Matthew Barrett, for the Bulldogs. And they'll set up shop at their own end. Jay Nadu now holds it on the near side boards, or get up the way to Justin McComas over the line. McComas in the right circle moves up, tries to send one in front, and it's easily deflected away there by Zach Major. And now Major sends it to his forward, number 10, starting up with Lewinsky. Quick over the line. Takes a quick shot that's easily blocked away by Rofe. And it comes to the near side corner. Sets it the other side now by that same forward, Major. And they'll finally come out of the Chippewa zone. 18 minutes to go in this third period.
You go through
I've been talking for 10 minutes straight, Reagan. You know,
you go through all of them, and you're eventually bound to get it right. Now look down, here's Martin over the line. His shot goes for Zelko.
In front for Gibbs, and he tried to get on his stick. Gibbs has him in the high slot. A shot attempt blocked away there by Michael O'Connor to get his body in front. To the near side, half wall it comes for Keegan Moore, trying to rough off Evan Thomas off the puck, and it comes to the corner. They win it now. Simon Selly in front for Gibbs, and he missed it on his stick. Back to the point for Christopher Martin. Takes a wide angle boarding shot that was intended for Simon Selly. He missed it, and here come the Bulldogs the other way on the quick rush. Nice defensive stand on the Central Michigan bench by Kyle Chapman, and he'll set up with it. Chapman over the line. Helps out with Simon Selly. He's got Isaac Gibbs over there. The buzzing three. Blocked away, trying a shot attempt on the goaltender Zelke, but Patterson got his stick in there to knock it to the other way, and it came back to center. Now over the line is Isaac Gibbs alone. Got one defender to beat. It's the captain Bennett. Slapper attempt not done by Brendan Martin. He'll dump this puck deep behind the net. I thought he was going to shoot it. He didn't. Back to the middle for Campbell. And Zelke blocks that one away. Nice blocker save by the goaltender Zelke, who's been phenomenal tonight.
Yeah, point-blank save there by the netminder out in front. It was Owen Campbell teeing it up from the inside of the left circle, and he had a great opportunity after Brennan Martin, who has his fair share of important goals this season. He was instrumental in that win against Calvin here a couple of weeks ago, and he's looking to get the assist there, and Campbell wins the draw.
Campbell wins the draw, and Kozik's able to help him out there. Kozik has to rim this puck all the way to the near side half wall on the other side. I mentioned left to right, Central Michigan, and they're going maroon and maroon hat trim. The Bulldogs on the right with their black, white, and yellow trim. The nice Adrian Bulldog uniforms. And I will say we haven't complimented too much tonight, but in the ACHA, you know the saying goes, you look good, you play good.
I'm not sure.
Chippewas,
I'm not sure.
Center.
I'm not sure what you mean by haven't commented on it too much. Every time you mention the Adrian jerseys, you mention that they look nice.
I think I'm a light heart for kind of the Bruins look. You know, you are a Bruins fan. That's a shot attempt in front, redirected there. That was getting in there. Vincent Sansoni redirected a puck in front. The Bulldogs take a shot, and that one pad saved by goaltender Rofe after Evan Thomas took a shot attempt from the high slot. And this one finally comes out as center.
Yeah, it looks like Adrian has been doing a lot lately, trying to go low blocker on Thomas Rofe. Maybe they've done some scouting on him. Maybe they noticed that in the game on Thursday that he's a little bit weaker on the blocker's side, and that's just a little bit offside against Adrian here, and we'll have a draw just outside the Chippewa line right in front of us here on the near side.
Personnel changes for the Bulldogs out here. Evan Thomas replaces Bogozzi out there, but taking the draw will be Evan Bliss, who had the first goal for the Bulldogs in the first period to get them started. And this top group out here desperately trying to get the scoring going for them as Zach Bogozzi takes a shot. Rather, that was Dominic Malone. I was going to say Zach Van Antwerp out of this game with a game misconduct last Thursday night against Central Michigan after a scrum with Ben Rychuk and Brendan Martin. So this top group short-handed sort of on the lines, but looking to produce here. As in the near side corner is Jordan Cooper fighting with a group of players. That sends a puck deep up into the rafters. Alex Lasky backhanded up for a stoppage of play. 15:04 left to go in the third.
Yeah, and you mentioned Zach Van Antwerp. He not only got the 10-minute or the game misconduct in that last game, he also got a one-game suspension for abuse of officials. That's an automatic game misconduct and a one-game suspension. So that is why he is sitting out tonight. And the Bulldogs are one more shorthanded. They've got a lot of injuries on this roster as they look to go to work in the offensive end here.
Thrown in front there, second chance, and that one near side saved by the goaltender Rolfe after Briggs Blake took a pass attempt for the high slot from Austin Browning after the face-off win, and this one gets a stoppage play from Rolfe, like you said, trying to go to that blocker's side, take advantage of his weak point maybe.
Yeah, and a good job there by Rolfe to seal up that near side post. He does a really good job of sealing up that post, and we talked about it last night with him being a veteran goaltender here. This is his sixth season.
Lasky attempted a long stretch pass for Keegan Baker as you finish your point, Reagan. Keegan Baker over the line. Sorry about that one. Sent in front there for it again. Decky, you just couldn't get his stick on it. Saucer pass attempt to the middle. And here come the Bulldogs on the rush. Up the wing there comes is Evan Thomas. Along out there with Austin Briding trying to get one in front and couldn't get it on the stick of Briding for a shot attempt. And it comes back to Adrian's end. Reagan, you were kind of just finishing your point there. I cut you off in time for the rush from Keegan Baker.
And you got to forgive me, I'm quite the scatterbrain when it comes. And when I have a thought, and then I lose it quite quickly afterwards.
The point we were just talking about kind of was how, like, Adrian, when they move into these offensive chances, sometimes they get those kind of odd man opportunities and are looking to pick their spot on rough. They're not just shooting the puck to shoot it. They're waiting and taking the time to really see the ice and see the vision out there, especially these forwards, Evan Bliss, Major, Briggs Blake. These are guys that could score for this team if they want to and have all season. As the puck comes out to center, controlled by Adrian Bulldogs and the Bulldog boards. Has to send the puck back for Christian Martin after some tough pressure. And Chapman stretches a pass through the center that was deflected away by Zach Major off his skate. And this one, waffle boards all the way back to Central's end for an icing won by the Chippewas. Kyle Chapman there to get it past Zach Major. So couple back and forth plays here. Not really too much connected passing going on. But these teams trying to keep the pressure on, as this is the opposite score of what we saw Thursday night when Central was up 2-1. And in that first minute, we saw Charlie Hayes sort of make that saucer shot, so they were able to get the 3-1 goal lead early. But in a close game like this, Central's been in these sort of close matchups. Reagan, what's it take for this team to overcome this deficit? We haven't really seen this in a long time.
It takes discipline, as that shot was blocked by McComas.
And I cut you off. Here come the Bulldogs on a 3-on-2 shot attempt there by the goal forward, Michael O'Connor. And that one was easily blocked away by Rolf. And here comes the rush the other way. Over the line is Adrian Bulldogs. Sends it to the middle. Intended there for Justin McComas, and just couldn't get it after he missed the puck from Zach Major. And now trying to get it into the slot is Jay Nadeau after this puck waffle boarded from the corner. And this one comes out from center. Deflected away there by Michael O'Connor of the Bulldogs. He's getting in there to help his Zach Major. Can't beat off the defender, Austin Whaley, though. And Jay Nadeau will send us the length of the ice. And this will be for maybe icing, as Isaac Gibbs doesn't get there.
Yeah, and on that rush, the 2-on-1 the Chippewas had, and for Zondek, maybe a costly mistake there. He tries to go a saucer pass across, and therefore it sends a bouncing puck over the stick of his intended target. If he puts that on the ice, he may have a better chance of getting that backdoor feed that the Chippewas were so lethal on last night, and they have been all year.
And that's something Isaac Gazdecki was able to do, because that pass from Brendan Martin to the slot was on the ice. He was able to get it down and handle it. It's a shot attempt. Great block by Isaac Gibbs in front on Evan Bliss from the high slot. And this puck deflects to the right corner. This one behind the net, taken here by a Bulldog. Number 26 threw it in front. That was Vincent Sansoni for the shot. Another try here that went just wide of the blocker's side by Evan Bliss. Back to the point here. Another shot attempt just went wide. Wolf gets his stick to deflect away to the corner. And Isaac Gibbs steps up on a big hit. Oh my, on Johnny Costello. He doesn't like that one. And Isaac Gibbs is going to possibly go to the box here, Reagan.
Yeah.
They will.
Wait a second. They called a slash. This is going to be on the Adrian Bulldogs, maybe. Look at that.
Wow.
So Isaac Gibbs comes in, blows up his man at the top of the right circle, and the Adrian Bulldogs, in retaliation, oh no, actually, never mind. They're going to send Gibbs to the box here.
So they are sending Gibbs, yes. It looked like that might have
another coincidental.
It might have been the lines of maybe a cross check, Reagan. It was a very big hit. It was a very high hit, and nonetheless, we're going to see Adrian go now to, I believe this will be their 5th power play of the night, Reagan. They had 7 in the game last Thursday against Central, and they're getting another opportunity here. But actually, we will get, I stay corrected, audience, Isaac Gibb will go to the box with Evan Bliss, and we're going to get minor penalties assessed to both teams here for that. It'll be 4-on-4. So no power play for Adrian negated. We apologize for the miscommunication. This team, we thought, was going to get a penalty because Isaac Gibbs sent a big hit onto the forward, Johnny Costello, defenseman. But nonetheless, minor penalties assessed for what we believe will be a roughing, and Alex Lasky will take it his own end after the one draw.
Lots of open ice here in the 4-on-4.
Joey Simon Selly through the open ice on the right circle, moves in over the line. Easily defended there by Daniel Burnett. Nice job there. Tags up with his defender Patterson, and they'll play a leisurely game of tag and get out to the center zone. Now up the left wing, it'll be Daniel Burnett setting a puck deep there to Rofe, where he just has to dump this puck in. Charlie Hayes takes it behind his net. The Chippewas down a goal, trying to get even in this game with 11:45 left to go in the third period. 1:24 left to go, and both minor penalties assessed to these teams. So Charlie Hayes Sends it to the right wing for Alex Lasky over the line. And Lasky couldn't handle it, the initial pass attempt, and he sent it deep to the other side behind the goaltender Selke. And now, starting on the rush, here come the Bulldogs up the left wing. It'll be Matthew Barrett moving it over the line and trying to send a puck to Rofe that was easily blocked away, gloved down on a missed pass attempt for a stoppage.
Yeah, these referees have caught a lot of coincidental minors tonight. This is the third set of coincidentals that both these two teams have had. The previous ones, although, have come at the expense of the Chippewas, where Ben Rychek gets the extra minor.
Shot attempt with the point. Rebound in front. They score! Getting in there, Matthew Barrett to the slot after Bogozzi took a shot. Went off the right pad of the goaltender, Rofe. And Bogozzi's able to bank it home, or Matthew Barrett banks it home. And that puts Adrian up 3-1 in this game on the 4-on-4 even strength. They lead this game.
Yeah, that's a bad rebound there by Thomas Rofe. He blockers that one right into the slot, and then he's off his angle trying to come back. And I believe that was Bogozzi who gets that goal. Or it was Barrett.
It was Matthew Barrett. Barrett took the rebound after a shot attempt from Bogozzi, went off the pad. This is something we saw with Selke the other night, Reagan, was these rebound attempts in front. Not necessarily the prettiest goals, but ones that you'll take any day of the week. And just like that, Central Michigan now has to overcome a deficit in the third period of 2 goals. As Kyle Chapman tries to reverse that, sends it over the line, and diving in to knock the puck away was Bogozzi on his body. They keep it in the zone, however, it's Nadeau, and Christopher Martin couldn't keep it in the zone, and this one will be called an offside. The Adrian bench is fired up about that one after a missed pass.
That's questionable. That looked to be
It was
on
clearly
the blue line.
It was offside, Reagan. I did see it with my eye.
That looked to be on the
far side. It ended up at the Bulldog bench because Martin took a pass there from Jordan Cooper, as I called it, Jay Nadeau, I believe. But nonetheless, Cooper is the one that wins the draw and starts up into the Bulldog end. Tries to cycle the puck to the other side where it's met by Keelan Baker, who threw it in front for Cooper, and he wasn't home to bank it. And now Kyle Chapman loses his stick after being defended there by number 14, Zach Major. Chippewas through center, start up. Keegan Baker can't handle a saucer pass from Jordan Cooper, and Cooper will head off to the bench. And here comes, moving it alone, is Michael O'Connor on a goal lead tonight. And near side tries to go blocker side on Rofe, and he easily blocks that away with his pad. 10:18 left to go in this third period. We're going to have half of this period to go for the Chippewas to look to get back within this 2-goal deficit to even it up. The biggest deficit they've had in the game since SVSU away. Here come the Bulldogs. Sends one in front. There, one taken by Dominic Malone and saved the pad by the goaltender Rofe. And this one cycles all the way back through center. Jay Nadeau chases after it, but it's easily sent back to center by Vincent Sansoni. Now it's on the other side near the Central Michigan bench. Dominic Malone takes it. Malone circles in the center slot, and this one gets banked off the near side glass to us for Brendan Martin to take it over. Jay Nadeau now starts up along the wings with Austin Whaley. Here comes on a 3-on-2. 4-on-2 now for the Chippewas. Austin Whaley takes a shot and blocked away on the blocker side by Zoko. They cycle the puck, however. Austin Whaley on the near side corner takes it. At the half wall now, he skates with it. Defended off by 2 defenders. Brendan Martin at the point trying to take a slapper that was easily blocked away by Evan Bliss. Nice job getting a stick in that lane to knock that shot attempt away. At the far side half wall, Evan Bliss will get it out of the zone, but it goes up to the rafters with the referee's whistle for a stop.
Folks, if you're looking for game reports, stats, schedules, and more, take a trip to cmichicehockey.com. There you can find those and much more, including player information, recruiting information, apparel, and game stories, and more. That's cmichicehockey.com.
Matthew Barrett, his 3rd goal on the season. The freshman goaltender, senior defenseman from
right off that draw. Isaac Gibbs firing a shot, and it's gloved there by Dylan Zelko. Good save there by the senior Canadian.
One point, Reagan, is in the last game, one of our keys for Adrian was to spread the wealth of the puck, not coming just from the top unit. But in this game, that's exactly the case. Is we've already seen 3 goals from 3 different Adrian Bulldogs, not named Dominic Malone. Goals being scored by Michael O'Connor, Matthew Barrett, and Evan Bliss. They're really distributing the wealth here.
And Adrian not liking that call as Briggs Blake was chasing his man in. He didn't realize that there was a Chippewa in the opposite corner that had already beaten him to the dot, much like a mistake that the Chippewas made in the game at Calvin, where they thought they were victims of a bad icing call. But when you went back and looked at the tape, there was a man on the other side of the ice making that an accurate icing call.
So Simon Selly wins the draw, but is not able to get it to Charlie Hayes with a handle.
Ooh, nice.
They set up through center. Nice passing here by Simon Selly, trying to reverse their luck. And Isaac Gibbs sends a puck deep. That's cycled to the other side for Hayes at the half wall. He blocks off a clear attempt by Antonio Briggs Blake, and they'll keep it inside the zone for now. As moving in there was Keegan Moore to help out. They do get it out of the zone, and it's Alice Lasky with 8:28 to go in the third. Starting up on the wing with Isaac Gibbs. Missed a pass attempt, a sloppy pass attempt inside, but Keegan Moore is able to get it on his stick inside the zone. It comes to the far side half wall where Moore and Simon Selly tag up with it. Now Simon Selly, Moore takes it back to the point for Charlie Hayes with a shot attempt. Blocked in front, rebound, they score! Isaac Gibbs takes the rebound, and he gets the Chippewas back within one. 8:10 to go in this third period.
And that's another play from behind the net, out in front to the slot, and Zelko that's the third goal that he's given up like that in this weekend series. And at 11:50 of this third period, the Chippewas get that goal right back, and they bring themselves back within one.
Reagan, that puck was up in the air for a while after I believe it went off the pad, the right pad of Zelko, and Gibbs is just able to whack this up out of the air and into the net. That was impressive. I don't think we've seen a goal like that all season. It's worth noting that that was not a high stick. Nonetheless, Isaac Gibbs gets the leading scorer for the Chippewas, gets his 9th goal of the season, which puts him on a team-leading 17 points point total. And who else takes it? One from the buzzing line. They get back within one. Now with 7:45.
Good keep there by Christopher Martin at the left point.
Martin at the left point in front of the Bulldog bench keeps it in. And now cycling at the near corner far corner is Jacob St. Andre. Back to the point for Martin. Rebound in front again, and Jacob Kozik's not able to get there to bang it home.
Zelko had no idea where that puck was on the rebound. Chippewas unable to handle it, though, and they get it to the right point.
Kyle Chapman takes a slapper from the right point of that one, deflects it up in the air over the glove of Zelko. And this one to the far side boards, and comes St. Andre once again cycles the puck. Chippewas, great offensive pressure here. And they finally lose it on their sticks. St. Andre took a pass step from Christopher Martin. Here come the Bulldogs on the rush. Tries to get it out of their own zone. They do, but Bobby Breach is not able to get over there to handle a saucer puck. And here comes St. Andre on the near side boards. Tries to throw it in front for Keegan Baker, but it's easily blocked. Nice getting the stick in there was Evan Bliss. The great defensive stand, and now both teams will change. New group coming out here for the Chippewas. It's that third line. Gazdecki, who had the goal in the first to get the Chippewas started. Here come the Bulldogs the other way. Right circle shot, and that one blocked left side. Near side attempt again, saved by Rofe, and it goes back to the point. Couple of Bulldogs tagged up with it, Evan Bliss and Evan Thomas. Now behind the net, pursued by Vincent Sansoni. His native, rather. Austin Gazdecki. Back to the point, the Bulldogs control. Sends it back deep. Gazdecki over there. Behind the net, throw it in front, and Rofe's able to glove that one down after Dominic Malone almost got his stick on it for a shot attempt.
Yeah, and that one deflected off of a Chippewa and rolled in on Thomas Rofe. I was worried that he wouldn't see that puck for a moment.
Me neither.
But he was able to pick that puck up through the traffic. It rolled right in on him. He makes the save. And we'll have a draw on the left wing circle of the Chippewa zone with 6:16 left here in regulation.
You're seeing, as you mentioned, Reagan, a lot of these goals coming off rebound chances. Why is that? As a former goaltender, how is it not so easily able to be handled by Rofe? What does it cause for a rebound attempt?
Well, I mean, it doesn't help to have a brick on your right hand, on your block, on your stick hand, where you can't catch things with, and that's where the last goal came off of. But also, it's just a matter of learning how to use your stick and redirecting it into the corners, and able to absorb that impact rather than. I mean, on some of those he's had to make kick saves. There's a high stick, but the Chippewas will touch up and negate it. Here's Kyle Chapman, or Keelan Baker, pardon.
Baker over the line to the far side corner. It's Ran into the boards there by number 2, Joey Patterson in front, and that one shot attempt by Baker. Somehow got it back on his stick. Goes back to the top of the point for Charlie Hayes. Hayes sends one deep for a redirect attempt, and Baker wasn't able to redirect it. Cycles it, however, to this left point. Charlie Hayes failed on a shot attempt, and the Bulldogs come through to the other way. Sending it deep was Antonio Briggs Blake. Charlie Hayes, who had a goal in the last game, wishes he had that slapper back. But the Chippewas get it over the line. Jay Nadu on the near side wing, the right wing, will send it over to Justin McComas at the corner. McComas and Nadu trying to go somewhere in front, and they're not able to keep the puck in the zone after it's sent out by Bobby Breach. And chasing it back after it is Charlie Hayes. Icing waved off by the referees. Andrew Porzonik meets at the other side, nearest to the Central Michigan bench. And this one comes back for a stoppage and play over the line after, what'd you see, Reagan?
It was offside.
Offside. I believe so. I just want to make sure.
It came back outside the zone, and when Adrian fired it back in, it hit one of their players who hadn't exited the zone yet, and so we'll have a draw right in front of the Chippewa bench just outside their own line. 4:49 left to go in this third period. Central Michigan gets it within one. A quick shot attempt here by the forward, Michael O'Connor. I thought he waited on it forever, going forehand, backhand, trying to go that near side on Rofe again, and he was not able to finish it. And it was a good job there by Rofe to be able to get that stick down and make sure he sealed off the ice, because as a goaltender, sometimes you can lean up a little bit on that pass.
Over the line quickly is Andrew Porzonik, easily defended by 3 Bulldogs, and they send it deep, but Kyle Chapman goes back to get it over the blue line. I keep saying easily, but these are no easy feats in the game of hockey, getting your sticks in the passing lanes. But over the line is Jay Nadu, takes a wrister for the high slot, just wide, blocker side of the goaltender, Zelko. And this one comes back out to center. Nadu gets it back on his stick after a bouncing puck. Kyle Chapman sends it up the way to McComas, who couldn't handle the pass, and easily stopped down by Evan Bliss. And now Evan Bliss takes it off his hand, sends it back to his defender, Dominic Somerville, who will tag up at the far side corner for Zach Bogozzi. And Kyle Chapman sends it back to the other side in the Central Michigan zone. Couple of players tie up at the near side half wall. Send in front here for Bogozzi. And this one not able to get shot attempt off by Bobby Breach. Justin McComas. Here come the Chippewas on the rush. Isaac Gibbs moved through the left circle. Can't get a shot attempt. Nice defending by Joey Patterson to get it through. And a 1-on-2 here. Moving it over the line is Dominic Malone. Shot attempt there and saved by the goaltender Rofe for a stop with 3:24 to go in the third.
Yeah, the Chippewas have been doing they've been trying to work through the defense. They haven't been going around the defense necessarily. They've been trying to go through the middle and look for passes on the wings, and it's led to Adrian being able to shut them off rather effectively.
Absolutely.
Here on the last couple of rushes, 3:24 left here in period number 3.
Joey Simoncelli won the draw, got it to his defenseman Whaley, who set it up for Isaac Gibbs, and St. Andre tried to take a pass attempt that just went further on the stick where he couldn't get it over the blue line to handle it. And this one sent deep by the captain, Brendan Martin. Daniel Burnett, the other captain for the Bulldogs, sends it deep the other way, trying to get personnel changes here. And this will come back for an icing as they can't get off the ice to change.
So Adrian, here in this, off that icing, gives the Chippewas an offensive zone draw with 3:04 to go. Chippewas trailing by 1 here. They got a goal from Isaac Gibbs a couple of minutes ago, and here's Simon Selly out there with St. Andre and Gibbs.
Take that face-off draw for the Bulldogs. Matthew Barrett. 2 best face-off men in this game so far. Simon Selly won the draw, but Isaac Gibbs tried to send it deep to the corner. Brendan Martin at the half wall met up with it on the near side and sent it back behind the net. It cycles to the other side from St. Andre, where Austin Whaley meets up with it. Can't find the puck under his legs, and keeping it his own. Diving attempt there by Isaac Gibbs to keep it in, but to no avail. And here up the left wing boards moves Austin Riding just to clear the puck and get personnel changes. Brendan Martin and Austin Whaley tag up behind the net, pursued by Austin Riding. And this one now, Joey Simon Selly helps them out. Austin Whaley moves through center to Brendan Martin, who left it there. At the left point, he'll move through to the left circle, gets around one defender, makes a nice move, is now able to get around 2 as they knock it out of the zone. And Austin Whaley has to send it back the other way deep for a personnel change. And Alex Lasky will go out there on defense to replace him. Owen Campbell moves out there, the second line coming back out here for the Chippewas. Alex Lasky ties up with Owen Campbell at the Adrian Bulldog bench. 2 minutes left to go in this third period. The stakes high for the number 3 ranked Central Michigan Chippewas, trying to stay at the number 3 ranked. Adrian trying to move up, and backhanded by Campbell. That's gloved down by Soko, but couldn't handle the rebound. Another try by Hayes to the point, and that one went wide blocker's side. It comes from the near side corner. Lasky threw it in front to try to deflection. Wrap around, Owen Campbell waiting for it. Has on his stick, takes a shot near side, and that one went wide over the blocker's side of Soko again. And Charlie Hayes has to go back for it. 138 will let you know if the goaltender Rolf is pulled here as Jordan Cooper moves over the near side wing.
There goes Rolf.
This one, Rolf going to the bench. The Chippewas get a 6-on-5. Owen Campbell lost his stick, or St. Andre rather lost his stick at the point. And the Bulldogs try to sit out of the zone, and it'll go up and out of the rafters for a stoppage in play. We'll get a whistle.
Will stay in the Adrian zone here.
Yes.
As that went off of an Adrian Bulldog, so the Chippewas will have a face-off draw in the offensive zone with 1 minute and 25 seconds left. 6-on-5 here with the goaltender pulled.
Crucial face-off draw right here. It'll be Owen Campbell to take it. Out there with Jordan Cooper, Brendan Martin, Charlie Hayes, Jacob St. Andre, and Christopher Martin. Alex Lassie comes off the ice. Placed there by Martin, the second line forward group for the Chips. Elected to go with St. Andre and move him from the buzzing line to this line. Owen Campbell to take the most important draw of the game with 1:25 left to go.
He gets
set
spaced out.
And Jacob St. Andre has to take it. They'll send him back in though. Owen Campbell goes back in for the draw. He wins it to the high slot for St. Andre. Backdoor for Martin near side. And a glove save by the goaltender Zelko.
That comes in part of Martin being a right-handed shot. He's on his backhand there on the bottom of the right circle. If he's a left-handed shot, he can maybe get a cleaner shot off there on Zelko, but unfortunately, he was on his backhand and couldn't put a great shot on.
And a timeout by head coach Tyler Cataline of the Chippewas assessing his personnel. Dalton Sutherland is the controller of this group. We will step aside for one moment. Stay with us for the final conclusion of this weekend series between the Adrian Bulldogs and Central Michigan Chippewas. You're listening live to CBD3 Hockey on CCHN. Back live with you live from Martin Ice Arena with 1:20 left to go in the third period. Adrian leads Central Michigan 3-2 in this final game of the weekend series. Chippewas like to take a timeout, get personnel changes, and the buzzing 3 line. Joey Simon, Semley, Jacob St. Andre, and Isaac Gibbs back out there with a 6-on-5. Jordan Cooper forward to help. Simon Selly won the draw and kept them tied up in the right circle. And this one taken by Charlie Hayes, control to the point for Christopher Martin, who threw one to the shot. Rebound attempt, and Zelko blows it down for the stop.
Zelko, great job there to see it through traffic, and he's able to glove this shot from Christopher Martin, who was walking the line right about the dot. At the right point, he's able to see it through there. Now Simon Selly will dig in.
Simon Selly needs to dig in for one more face-off attempt. 1:08 left to go in the third. Simon Selly loses the draw, and the Bulldogs take it out of the zone. Blocked away by Christopher Martin.
Good job.
After a shot attempt there by Dominic Malone on the empty net. 58 seconds to go for the Chippewas. They need a breakout here. The buzzing 3 line. Isaac Gibbs moves over the blue line to the high slot. Leaves it for St. Andre. Tries to take a shot. That one goes up and down to the rafters for a stop.
And for Isaac Gibbs, that was the best attempt he had there. He needs to take a shot on goal. The Chippewas have 50 seconds left here in regulation. The number 3 ranking is on the line here, much like Florida Gulf Coast, who fell to a lower ranked team earlier this month, propelling the Chippewas into the number 3 ranking. The Chippewas lose the draw again.
The puck comes all the way back to the other side, misses the net for the open empty netter, and we'll get another face-off in Adrian's zone. It'll be icing.
Chippewas need to win this face-off. They've had trouble doing it the last couple of times, and it's allowed Adrian to get a couple of opportunities in the offensive zone, and the Chippewas elect to have the draw in the right wing circle here. Simon Selly once again to dig in. with Bliss.
Tyler Cataline keeps the buzzing 3 line out there. Jordan Cooper is the extra forward there. Back to the point. It's won by the Chippewas. Christopher Martin sends this puck deep in front. And a couple of players whack away at it. Jordan Cooper's there. And Zelko gets his glove over it to stop.
And Zelko has been absolutely phenomenal here tonight. The Chippewas getting a couple of lucky bounces that led to goals, but for Zelko, he's been standing tall, especially here in the last 30 seconds. 36.1 to go here at Martin Ice Arena.
Adrian making personnel changes out there. Joey Patterson comes off the ice. To take the draw will be Barrett and Simon Selly. This line still out there with 36 seconds to go. At the right circle in the Adrian zone. Face-off being weighted here by the referees. The patient Joey Simon Selly looking to save the Chippewas here. Christopher Martin at the point, trying to win the draw, and he got sent deep the other way of the ice for one more icing that's called with 28 seconds left to go.
The Bulldogs bleeding off clock here with those icings, and Chippewas, they need to win a draw. Simon Selly, Gibbs, and this group of 6 has been out here for a while. And let's see if Simon Selly can win the draw here.
Simon Selly's 5th face-off in this zone. The Bulldogs win it. At the right corner, it's tied up by a few players. In the corner, it's Simon Selly trying to get it over the help. St. Andre's roughed down hard by a Bulldog defender. At the point, they get it out of the zone with 15 to go. The Chippewas need to find one more way to get it into the zone. Brendan Martin with 10 to go. Moves over the line at the right circle. Skates past one defender, gets tripped up on the play. And they won't touch it because it'll be a penalty here. But it's tied up behind the net with 1 second to go. The Adrian Bulldogs coming to Martin.
Oh, look out. Now we have some
fisticuffs at the right circle. Fisticuffs coming here. Brendan Martin in there with his helmet off, throwing a punch, and there's 2 players down on the ice. One is a Central player, one is for Adrian, and on the bench, the extra goaltender for Adrian trying to hold back Dominic Malone. After words exchanged there, getting up on the play was Zach Bogozzi. And this game ends. Adrian comes back to Martin Ice Arena to even the weekend series at 1 apiece. And we get some more. Jordan Cooper.
Boy,
we're going to have
center ice.
This isn't good. Some more. We got a couple of players in there. Simon Selly diving over the line. And here we go. A couple of players. Punches thrown. Russ getting in there.
And both teams are out there.
This one's getting rough
and
here.
The buzzer sounded. Everybody's out there for both teams. This is not good.
This is not a good look at all. There's a couple of Bulldogs down on the ice right now.
Both teams, this ain't a good look.
Down there, that's Bobby Breach in the scrum there. Face down on the ice with, I believe that's Keegan Baker. So, we mentioned the last game, it would get physical. These teams do not like each other, and it continues off here as they're going to be set off the ice, both of these teams. There's usually a gathering for handshakes at the end of these ACHA games.
Certainly not going to be tonight.
Not this time, as a frustrated Keegan Moore comes off the ice to the locker room. So Adrian comes back into Martin Ice Arena. They win it with a score of 3-2 here. The Chippewas fall to a record of 9-2 and 2 on the season. Adrian will improve to 8-6-1 on the season. We'll be back for the post-game report presented by SeamuchIceHockey.com after a couple of the players here still on the ice.
Jordan Cooper going after one of the fans. That's classless.
We'll come back in a moment here with the post-game report. You're listening to CCHN D3 Club Hockey here. Back with you from Martin Ice Arena after the final score between the Adrian Bulldogs and Central Michigan Chippewas, 3-2 in favor of the Bulldogs. They keep the lead after going up 2-0 through the first period into the second. Chippewas coming back with a few goals late in the game from Adrian Bulldogs, as well as who you had for that second
Isaac
goal.
Gibbs had that second goal.
So they were able to make the deficit closer, but to finish it off, Matthew Barrett for the Bulldogs gets them up 3-1, and they hold on to the lead late after a chippy game gets out of hand late here.
Yeah, and there was a line brawl at the end of the game that turned into a full-scale brawl with with everybody coming off of the benches. Not everybody got involved. It was right in the middle of the ice, and it's a bad look for both clubs to end a game like that. I know things get heated. It's just a rough game for the Chippewas as they're unable to knock off the team. And for the first time since the 9-10 season, these two teams split a season series. Both teams had, in the last two series, both teams had traded series sweeps, and Adrian comes into Martin Ice Arena here and defeats the Central Michigan Chippewas by a score of 3-2.
Central Michigan falls to a record of 9-2-2 on the season, that being 2 losses, 2 ties. Those ties coming against Calvin University and SVSU, and now with losses to Adrian and Saginaw Valley, that'll surely drop them in the standings. As for the number 24 Adrian Bulldogs, they get the upset. Adrian comes into tonight, as he mentioned, splitting the series after a couple of rough goes with top teams, Grand Valley State, Michigan State, Ferris. This has got to be a huge win for Adrian.
Yeah, it's a massive win for Adrian, and for the Chippewas, this is a rough loss. But for Adrian, knocking off the number 3 team in the nation, that's got a ton of implications, especially going into the break, as this is the last game for either team before we head out of the first semester here. And for Adrian, this will catapult them into a tie with Saginaw Valley State at the top of the MC, or at number 3 in the MC, or number 2 in the MCHC East. I'm not sure the head-to-head record between those two, if they've played. Actually, no, they play in the next series for both teams. But for the Chippewas, this is a disappointing loss on home ice. You had a ton of opportunities. It was a sloppy game played for you, and you really don't like to lose a game like this, and especially going into the long break before the start of the second semester.
Central falls to a record of 3-2-1 in conference play, Reagan, and that puts Adrian at 4-3-1. They will be ahead of Central in the standings of the MCHC East. We will most likely see Central stay at that number 4 spot then, as we mentioned before Thursday night's game, but nonetheless, they will stay in those positions. Now time to look at our 3 stars of the games presented by CMHIcehockey.com. Reagan, we've got the number 3 star, Adrian Bulldogs.
Yeah, Adrian Bulldogs getting his first career goal as a Central Michigan Chippewa, his first as a collegiate athlete. He was the beneficiary of a Brennan Martin pass from below the goal line on the right side. He fed it into the slot right along the ice, and Bulldogs was there to one time at home with under 1 second to go in period number 2. As for the second star
of the game here, we'll give it to Matthew Barrett for the Bulldogs. Barrett had the go-ahead goal to put them up 3-1 in this game. Shot the puck near side, going blocker on the goaltender Rofe. As we mentioned, going to sort of that weak spot. It's going to be something Rofe wishes he had back. But nonetheless, Barrett getting on the board for the Bulldogs. And Reagan, you've got the number 1 star.
Yeah, the number 1 star goes to the goaltender for the Adrian Bulldogs, Dylan Zelko. He had a phenomenal effort tonight, especially in the latter stages of that third period when the Chippewas were pouring it on offensively with Thomas Rofe pulled 36 of 38 shots turned aside by the netminder for the Bulldogs here tonight, and he gets our first star. As looking ahead for both teams, for Central Michigan, they go on the road at the start of the second semester, on their longest road trip of the season, down to Estero, Florida, to take on Florida Gulf Coast University. That first game will be on Friday, January 21st at 8:30 p.m. for a puck drop. 8:05 p.m. will be our broadcast. As for Adrian, they go on to take on Saginaw Valley State on the 14th of January.
If we look to our final points of the game, the out-of-town scoreboards for the Griffins, the Spirit, and the Red Wings. The Griffins taking on the Manitoba Moose on the road in Manitoba for that 7 p.m. game. The Griffins currently down 3-2 in that game, and a loss to them from the Manitoba Moose after a rough one. I know you are a passionate Grand Rapids Griffins fan, Reagan, and that one's going to stink for you.
Had a rough start to the year for the Griffins. They've a lot of injuries up with the Red Wings have caused it. They've had a iffy season. They go 9-10-0-2 on the season. And they will take on a weekend series with the Toronto Marlies next weekend, December 18th and 19th, Saturday and Sunday for those hockey games. As for the Saginaw Spirit tonight, they
take on the Erie Otters.
Yeah, and they hand them a 5-3 win from Erie Insurance Arena.
The Erie Otters, notable for former broadcaster for the Chippewa, Sean Bednar, the voice of the Erie Otters. You can catch those games along with Joey Bottano on Saginaw Spirit television and radio broadcast. As for the Red Wings, they take on the New York Islanders on Tuesday, December 14th. That game will be home against the struggling Islanders, who are 0-7 at home this season at the new UBS Arena. That's going to be a tough go for them. We'll see if the Red Wings can counteract their losing ways. They've lost some big games to the Blues and the Avalanche the other night, but they will look to reverse that luck as well later in that game. To finish off the broadcast here, we'd like to thank all of our great staff here at CCHN for all the help they do, for our photographer Tristan Hagenstein, for our social media manager Joe Laser, as well as my broadcast partner Reagan Cleaves, for everyone at Mac TV, Nick Toner, Kerry Hamill, and the rest of our great crew that help do what we do. We thank you for listening in live to Central Michigan Hockey here on CCHN. We'll be back with you in 1 month's time for Central Michigan's road trip against the Florida Gulf Coast Eagles. That'll be a big ACHA matchup in Division 3. As for everyone here at Martin Ice Arena,